Come on. That was a little, I don't know, a little laid back for this show, actually, but strange things are happening. Maybe it's time for that kind of music. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's time for something like Metallica, which we can't play anymore, which bites. Uh, I miss my Metallica, people. I'm sorry. You know. Yes, I like all kind of music, but
But
no, I can.
Metallica, they're a bunch of sissies anyway. They're really
Metallica.
yeah, they're Metallica. They're really tight with their music. They don't. I mean, and they started off as a garage band. They wanted you as their fan base to record them and play it for your friends and have them come to the next show and next show or what have you. That's how they built their fan base. But now, on like the what was that thing that Apple did? It was like YouTube, but only for music.
Oh,
They had
Napster.
problems. Napster, thank you. Yeah, they had their music all over that, and everyone had to pull it because they had a problem because it was Napster was like share your music collection with the world. So because
Well, share
the
yeah,
idea
it
was
was share
basically
your
it was
whatever collection with the world. I mean, they didn't even care what you shared.
right, but
Share how you doing.
the focus was that because there were at that time there was we were still just with CDs, but not everything was on CD. Number one, number two, some things that had been on DVD, CD now were no longer in print, so you couldn't get them on vinyl. You couldn't get them on
Well,
DVD,
they
CD,
had
whatever.
what's his name, TMD, whatever it was. He used to pirate movies. Somehow or another, no one ever figured out how he did it, but everybody thinks he was inside the booth of the camera, and that's how he got the movie. Because he got them clean and crisp, and the audio was decent. But you could tell the audio was recorded outside, not inside the not inside the electronic framework. Is what I meant. Well,
Well, yeah,
people,
there's been some where the projection booth guy pirated movies. You can tell
well,
because
no,
he's
this
in.
this this was much different than that. This was he had an industry going on, and it wasn't just there. He had in a lot of other places. And matter of fact, as far as I know, he still even does it today. He gets movies before they come out, usually 2 to 5 weeks before they come out, and he puts them out. So I mean, either he's connected with some big wigs where he gets to see all the movies, or he's has access to a movie theater.
Yeah,
I
quite
mean,
possibly.
I don't know how he does it, but it's cool. I mean, he puts them out there, and you get them. You can add them to your collection. Jimmy, I took him out of my collection because the state I live in consider that piracy, and they'll put you in jail for that shit. Yeah, Mississippi's funny about that. Matter of fact, Mississippi's even kicking porn out the state. Yeah, it's
Really?
funny.
Wow.
Yeah, I think there's all but only 3 porn companies now that will even work and tell them fuck off.
I mean, there was back in the '70s, I guess, maybe Reagan era. There was talk about the porn industry in California that they were wondering whether they should go after them because it's more like prostitution because they're all getting paid to have sex. The male actors are getting paid, the female actors are getting paid, uh, and I don't know that they never did anything with that, but it seems to be that's there's still a debate on that, and California still is the main hub for any kind of pornography.
Yeah, they've talked about it a couple things. How can they get taxes off it? And I'm sure the industry itself is taxed, but now it's not like that anymore. I mean, anybody anywhere can make a movie.
Yeah,
And,
I
you know,
mean, their
it's
cameras are everywhere. You can buy them cheaply now.
I mean, you can set them up and have them going through your house. You can have somebody there working the camera while you're doing whatever you're doing. It's a much different. Yeah, people's a much different beast now. Jenny, you're not making your own porn movies. Trust me, I've seen you. You know, you might scare somebody really bad. No, I know you're like the evil witch. Yeah, you get the pretty face, but then when you take that hat off, it's no. We know the real thing. Actually, there's a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about. There's a lot of shit in the news, and I seen the pretty little girl from, I shouldn't say that, the nice activist from Venezuela with the president today giving away her Nobel Peace Prize.
Auto, yeah.
Yes, that was so sweet of her. And Trump's such a, oh yeah, give me that, give me that. He's such an idiot sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know what if he gets it. He's gonna be like, I'm the only one who gotten it twice. Good luck.
Well, the Nobel came out and said, no, it has nothing to do with us. We're not giving it to him. Fuck him. We ain't giving him shit. He's a dick. And so no, they hate him.
It seems. I know. Honestly, it does seem that way.
He ain't started no wars. He went and snatched the guy out of Venezuela, which is going to save a lot of people's lives. And he's ended 8 wars. So far, he ain't started them. Now, the Greenland thing, we're not blowing up over there. That's all France and Germany and them. They all wanting to get in the fight with us. Yeah, they sending troops over there. You know how look.
Who's sending troops? Oh, yeah. What did they say? It was like 34 troops arrived today in Greenland from England.
There's going to be 9 countries sending them.
Yeah, but I think the only thing that's arrived so far was like 34 dudes from England.
So now I'm going to tell you, I love my friends in Europe, but we will kick your fucking ass.
They've already admitted they can't fend off Russia. What are they going to do against us?
Well, first off, and I know y'all confused about NATO, but half of NATO is us. So remember that when you go call up NATO.
You got it wrong.
We need you, NATO. We're going to be
NATO is us. We've been footing the bill for NATO for more than 70 years.
I'm talking equipment and people wise.
Okay, yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
So I mean, what the fuck? This whole thing was about in the beginning. That the Europeans were not taking care of themselves. We're not cutting, they're taking a deal. So what the Europeans were doing was allowing America to do defense for them. But yeah, they went and used all their money on projects other than, their own defense. Well, fuck that. We'd like to spend all of our money on cancer research too, or how to get clean water, or how to save the whales. We'd like to be doing that, but you know what? We can't because we're saving other people's asses. 450 million Europeans,
if we're paying for your protection.
And that's just the EU. That's not even all of Europe. Yeah. The Brits don't even like you. The Brits, you know what? Y'all better watch out. I said the Brits will be over there with all the Germans, and the rest of your country will turn on your ass and say, "Hey, America, how you doing? What's up, man? We're just gonna help you take Greenland." I'm warning y'all. You don't know what y'all getting into. No, because they're escalating it. What Trump wants is a guarantee that Greenland is safe and we can. No, because what keeps happening is our fucking spy satellites keep finding Russian submarines and Chinese submarines off the coast, setting up antennas so they can listen to what's going on in our country. Bullshit. That's unacceptable. That's just totally unacceptable. So we want it. They won't defend it. Denmark ain't got the money to defend it, and I like Denmark. And the sad part is, Denmark and Greenland have had an extremely strong relationship with the United States for eons, and I hate to see it get strained over this. Well, if I was Trump, what I would truly do is I would go in and offer them $1 trillion for the island. That would give each islander $18 million. I'm thinking more will say yes than will say no. I'd put money on it, actually. Let me see. We're going to live in an ice full of shit making $40,000 a year, but Donald Trump wants to give us $18 million. And what? You know what? We can stay here if we want to, or we can go somewhere else. Oh yeah, what the fuck? And you really think you're gonna? No, he's gonna win that argument. I understand Greenland's got a lot of pride, and Denmark's got a lot of pride, but when it comes to $18 million, we're talking 18 million US, not European. So I mean, what the fuck? They're gonna. I guarantee you, was there 53,000 people? I guarantee you at least 35 to 40,000 take
56, I think they said.
Yeah, I guarantee you far more will take the deal than not, because you can still live there. You just have a different flag flying over your head, and since we don't really give a shit what you do, because that's how the Americas are, I think Europeans get confused sometimes. They watch too many movies. It's we don't really care what you do as long as you're not blowing nothing up in our country. Have fun. There's 2 Brits that's been going across the United States, and they're good to watch because you can see the major differences between us and the rest of Europe. First off, he's like, man, I was crossing Texas. You can go to 5 different countries in a time across Texas. He says, I don't think these people understand how big America is. And he's going, they're always like, Americans don't have enough passports. Well, they don't need them. He said, there's 50 states to go to. He said, they're all different countries. He's having a ball. And he started out, he spent a month in Louisiana just eating his way through, him and his partner, eating his way through the state. He made so much, got so many brownie points that the lieutenant governor made him an official ambassador for the state, for the Mardi Gras, actually. And they're just Brits going across, just enjoying themselves, trying to show the world that you know what, you don't really know what America is. And it is. It's like with the movie with Jackie Chan, not Jackie Chan. What's his name? It was Jackie Chan and Chris Rock.
But not Police Story. Damn it.
Yeah, but it was like the third one of them when
Yeah.
they were in France and the guy, the taxi cab driver, you can actually tell he was watching entirely too many American movies. Well, it is true. Well, Michael, it is true. Americans do like to blow shit up. That's why you should never start a war with us because we actually like to blow shit up. It's a
And we
thing.
have a surplus of bombs that are sitting around that need to be blown up before we have to dispose of them in some other way.
No, well, the Chinese really weren't big blowing up shits other than some fireworks. America just likes to blow shit up. It's just like it's like a rite of passage or something.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the Brit guy's like, oh yeah, my guy said we got to go down the mailbox and then we got to go to the store get something and come back. He said it was 45 minutes. He said, do you realize I could be in France from England from Britain in 45 minutes? He said the country, and then they got into the weather, and he was like, nope. He said Americans lied to you. The northern part of their country is the Arctic. It's not. But he had a good time. Both of them had a good time. They're back right now. I don't know what they're doing right now, but they're back. Now, eventually, I'll put them on one of the pages, but they're just funny to watch because there are some major differences between us and them. Like he said, he didn't know what a porch was until he came to the South. He said, y'all have porches on your house. We just have brick and a little walkway thing. I was like, dude, where you been living? He said, iced tea. What's iced tea, man? He said, we have iced tea, but not like this.
Famous rapper, now a famous actor.
I got a lot of friends in England. I got a lot of friends in Europe. I got a lot of friends in France too. Not as many as in Paris. I got a lot of my friends, but this is kind of weird actually. A lot of them live along the Caribbean in 3 or 4 different countries. Yeah. Caribbean's pretty big. Just people I met either through research stuff that I work with or through the news media, through the network or things like that. I met a new person from Vancouver just today. They're trying out for the station.
Really? Cool.
Yeah. I told them since they were from Vancouver, they have to smoke. You know what? No, I did. When he writes to me, no, I did. So I managed to accidentally piss off some politicians in Minnesota today, along with some. Anyway, I'm reading the story somebody sends me about a couple of Minnesotan politicians going off about there's no statute of limitations on this. There's no statute of limitations on this. I said, but there's double jeopardy, you fucking moron. You can't try somebody twice for the same crime. I said, but more importantly than that, I said, what I would be worried about is the way you've been talking about this guy, that he doesn't come back and sue each and every one of you, which is within his rights. I said, think about it. This woman's made $2 million off of her girlfriend, wife's death. Shouldn't that all go to her kids and not to this one? We don't know who this woman is.
How much did she make?
Last I heard was somewhere between 1.3 and 2 million. I didn't get it. It's just anytime you see a site, it's like one site's 1.3, 1.5, 1.7. It just depends where you are, but so it's somewhere. It doesn't count. Even if it's over $1 million, it's way too much. And she egged her on. That's the other thing. You can clearly see this woman eggs her on in this, which gives this guy the right to sue her for this money. So not only can he sue her though, because all the cops jumped on this, and of course he's going to be abstained by the feds, which means he can sue them now for defamation of character. Because you can't bring him back to court again. So, and I said that on this politician's page. I think he's a mayor or something. He fucking flipped out. So I told him like 5 different times. A bunch of them started screaming at me. Big caps everywhere. I'm like, look, come see me tonight. News on the flip side. Here's the address. I said, if you big and bad, you think you can. There? I said, if you think you can hang with the big boys, come on by. I said, I think you're just going to get chewed up like you out here in this little text. But I said, you know, but they didn't. You could tell they hadn't thought about their cells being sued. You could actually tell. They were just like, well, wait a minute, this dude could be right. We could get sued. Yeah, you fucking can get sued. Defamation is defamation. If this guy's cleared all charges, you've committed defamation of character, my friends. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are. Tim Walsh, who's now under investigation, you big tampon rolling pussy.
Deep doo-doo.
That motherfucker. But you know what? I hate to say this, Mr. Trump. You don't have the best legal team. I've seen y'all blow some pretty decent cases, man. You know, you should have had Comey should have been an easy case. I mean, easy case. I don't know what the hell y'all did that. There's a couple of other ones you should have closed out, like the Loretta James case. That should have been done and over with. But no, now you got to fight with judges for some reason because you can't do something right. So maybe Pam Bondi, Miss Pam. I love you, Pam, by the way. You know, I think you're like.
She looks just mean, doesn't she? I mean, the last interview she was on that I saw, she just looked pissed.
Well, she probably is pissed. So maybe you should start firing some people and hiring some people.
Oh, she did. She was actually in that interview. She actually said she fired a bunch of people that day.
No, because you know they need because they're getting missing opportunities. Well, you mean about Trump signing executive order that gets rid of all of Joe Biden's auto pen? You see, that's not going to work.
Not all of it, certain ones that he wasn't present for.
So wait, no, that's not going to work either. Because the only ones you're going to be getting for is say last 2 years, 25.
No, I think the only ones they're going to get it for are the ones that there's like a legal procedure that he has to be there. I believe number one, he doesn't necessarily have to operate it, but he has to be in the room when it's operated. And then number two, there has to be documentation that they're going to use the auto pen for. And then,
see, that's new because all they used to have to do is sign off on the ones they're going to do, and the auto pen signed them. It didn't matter where he was. It's they could be anywhere because there's no reason to have auto pen if he's going to be in the damn room. He might as well sign them himself.
Right.
Yeah. So the auto pen's designed for. Nah, Jack. They actually travel with the thing. That thing's been on Air Force One.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, you're in a meeting, you got a bunch of things you just declared war in Venezuela. You don't have to sit there and sign them all. You just, sign the first one, let the pen go to town, and away it goes.
Yeah, you need to order some more, coffee or whatever for the thing they need to sign his signature to order stuff for the plane at their next their next destination. They probably use it for that too, I would think.
Well, Carrie, see, I think that something should have to have the president's signature. And this would actually help with limit pardons too, because you don't want to give for 5,000 pardons if you got to sit there and sign every damn one of them. But if you could auto pen them, it's much easier to do it. Well, yeah, they're going to spend this money with my kids and they're going to do this and this. I'll have all these auto pens. No, fuck that. So it would be better. And always, any declaration of war should have to be signed by the you notice they stopped talking about. See, Trump is brilliant. So now they're on Greenland. What happened to the Garcia guy? He's still up there playing with his wee.
Who, the Maryland father?
Yeah, the Maryland guy. Yeah, I'm Maryland guy. Look at me.
I haven't heard much about him since he got. I think he's back in Maryland. I think he's on the loose again.
Yeah, I know he's on a whatchamacallit, when they damn thing to put on your ankle.
Oh, monitor. Yeah, ankle monitor.
Yeah, I know he's on one of those. He had to have one of those.
House arrest.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay. And then we got a couple other things that just seem to fade out to the left that we're not talking about, which we should be talking about. But I mean, the Maryland father's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good. Oh, wait, what just happened in Venezuela? Well, didn't we just go snatch somebody? Oh, yeah, I thought we did.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Mm-hmm. But what's the news really talking about? Oh, what's it talking about, people? It ain't talking about that. It was talking about, what's her name, giving up the Peace Prize. And they couldn't talk bad about it. They wanted to, but they couldn't. Oh yeah, I was watching the Euro News. They wanted to be nasty, but they couldn't be. Because well, they were backing her getting the Peace Prize, and if she thinks Trump should have it, what are they to say anything about it? It's not their fucking business, is it? No, it's not. You know what? The Europeans sometimes could kiss my ass. Sometimes they're too stuck up for their own good. No, Americans are just assholes. But see, that's what people don't realize. What you see is what you get. We don't need to play as many games. Oh, Trump's playing games right now because everyone's talking about Greenland. No one's talking about anything else. They're not talking about Venezuela. They're not even talking about we just moved a big carrier around. They're not talking about right now. We've got another big fat ass carrier flying right through the Chinese Strait going, woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. Well, you said you can't fly here. This is your territory. Woohoo. Yeah,
Oh,
fuck
well,
you.
no, it's even worse than that. What's his name? Kearney, from Canada. He just had a meeting in China with China. They're trying to reignite ties and friendliness with that. So that's not good either.
No, but that's our carrier. We're sailing down through the middle of the Chinese Strait. We told
Oh
Xi
yeah,
Jinping to fuck off. And no, Trump's already told Carney to fuck off. And Carney told him. I mean, Trump told Carney last time, you keep fucking around, we're just going to put our ghost fleet circling your country and you're not going to get any supplies.
right.
We're not going to have that. And as far as China, the United States has a thing about Chinese on. This happened last time under Trump. They put 10,000 Chinese over there to go train in the snow. And when Trump
How
found out
many?
it was 10,000,
Okay, well, that's
when
still a
Trump,
lot, but
yeah, that's a battalion at least. When Trump found out, he was like, "The fuck out of here," because they wanted to bring equipment and everything. Trump's like, "No, that's the fuck you get out of here." Technically, we do consider Canada to be U.S. territory. I know Canadians don't like it when I say that, but we do. No Russians, no fucking Chinese, and if you don't fucking like it, move to Europe.
let's just put it like this: if there's Russian or not Russian, Chinese troops and mechanical equipment on Canadian soil, that is within our shared airspace and aerospace, like
Technically, for the United
going
States,
in outer space areas.
technically, it's an act of war for the United States. So
Yes,
that'll all have to be. Now, if they want to make trade deals, that's their deal and make trade
trade
deals.
deals are one thing, but putting military equipment on Canadian soil is an act of war.
Because Carney's not going to be there forever. Nobody, and it's actually Trump's fault that Carney's there anyway.
Probably.
No, it's not even a doubt. The Conservative Party was winning big. They were like 60 points ahead. No way they could lose. Trump started throwing the tariff word around, and it shifted like overnight too. It went from the Conservative to the Democrat. The Carney was up 30 points in no time at all.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was-
Yeah,
there was
that's probably real
the-
directly correlated.
oh yeah, the news loved it. They would have a field day because that was if he had just waited 3 weeks, that wouldn't have happened. What's his name would have been in, Pierre would have been in, and they would have had control, and he would have had control of Canada. But I don't know what he was doing. Sometimes he just gets ahead of himself. But right now, everybody's thinking about Greenland, and we've got shit going on with Iran. We've got shit going on with Venezuela. We've got other stuff going on in other countries saying, what the fuck? We told Cuba, you better straighten up. I mean,
Yeah.
but everybody's worried about Greenland. We're not going to invade Greenland. The countries against us invading Greenland. Now you tell them what's invading Cuba. They'll be like, yeah, Viva la Cuba. Viva la Cuba. I can hear America now. Let's go free their asses. But I mean, come on. Technically, our contract with them allows us to do anything we want in Greenland with any amount of bases we want. I mean, what else the fuck do you want? So, all I can think is this is about rare minerals.
Oh yeah, rare earth is probably part of the equation. I would not be surprised. Not be surprised to hear that at all.
Oh, you're talking about last I heard he did resign.
Who
Yes,
he? Who?
the officer that shot the girl.
Did he? Oh wow. Well, that's unfortunate for him.
It's well, that's like the guy who flipped the president off and got fired at Ford. His GoFundMe was up to 800,000 last I checked.
Wow.
The
So
grand
it seems like if
that's
you
not a
get
life.
flipped off by Trump, you make some money, huh? Let's get flipped off by him.
Yeah, but then can you get a job afterward? I mean, 800,000 is great. That might last you 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 if you're
Yeah,
good. But
maybe. Yeah, exactly.
well, Don, that depends where you live. If you live up north, it's gonna go way faster than if you live down south. Everything's
I live in
cheap.
Pennsylvania. It's one of the most expensive states in the union, next to California.
Yeah. Well, what are you getting? Where you at gas right now?
Around I think it was 289. Let me grab it real quick. I can't see because the trees just block the sign now. But let's see, Rutter's gas price.
Yeah, because we're at we've been fluctuating between 191 and 203.
Right now, it's 309. So $3.09. So it's gone up. So regular is 299. Mid grade is 339, premium 379, diesel is 429. So it's gone up a little bit.
Damn, it's high up there in Pennsylvania. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But wait,
Most expensive for gas right now, and we're one of, and we're also most expensive for car insurance rates.
And y'all want to know why? I can tell you why. Because they have a what? Let's say this is a crowd. What do they have that we
They
don't
have
have?
short hairs is what they have.
They have this guy. It's a blue governor. That's why they got what they got. Same reason. Wait, California's got what? A blue governor. What does New York have? A blue governor. Okay, so they got outrageous tax rates and everything. So Florida's got a red governor, and they don't even have a fucking state tax. I know. And their rate percentage for taxes lower than all three of the states we just mentioned. And right now, gas there is about $2.69 a gallon. At least where we work. It could be more in different places. Florida's a fickle state. Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 states rolled up in one sometimes. Yeah, it can be fickle. Well, because Miami and Dade County and all that can be quite expensive. And so can when you get down to the Keys and stuff. Yeah. But but anyway, it's still cheaper than most places. And you're going through Alabama, you might pay $2 a gallon right now. Georgia, you'd probably pay a little bit more because of Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta's a gas guzzling pig. Yeah, they're just guzzling it down.
Well, okay, so the problem for that is the Atlanta airport is the busiest airport in the United States. It is the major hub for USPS, UPS, DHL, FedEx, name a shipping company that ships packages. It all goes through Atlanta. Anything coming from the west goes through Atlanta. Anything going from the east to the west goes through Atlanta. It's a constant 24/7, 365. That airport never sleeps.
Well, that's that, and they were smart to build it. Well, Jackie, the Delta hub is actually what it is. Yeah, technically that's who owns the airport is Delta, but everybody was smart. Everybody who got involved in that thing from from Atlanta to Delta to all the shipping companies, they were smart the way they did it. It's a pretty good airport. It's pretty safe to fly in and out of. You don't really get bound up in there too much. I think the longest wait I've had there's been an hour. Actually, to be honest with you, the last couple of times I've been in LAX, the longest wait I've had was an hour. I know. It's what it is. Phoenix. When I went to Phoenix early last year, Phoenix was a little scruffy. Yeah, it looked like it could use a good cleaning.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the desert too, and it's very, very warm, so it's very difficult to keep that area clean.
I was flying out of New Orleans, new airport. So since I've been alive, New Orleans has built 4 airports. It's just like they build it and then they move over here and they build another and they tear this one down. And when they get this one all pretty and nice, they start building over here. They just can't help themselves. Well, because New Orleans is actually an international airport, so this has a little bit different requirements. And because you have national airports and you have regional airports and you have international airports, and each airport requires a little bit different. Well, because of different things to do out of country planes and. Well, no, in the old days, you're talking about 747 or Concorde. So in the old days, 747s only could land in a few airports around the country because they were so big, fat, and heavy. They would crack it up. The Concorde actually wasn't because it was so heavy. It was so fast. It needed an extra quarter mile to come to a stop.
That, and also it was a very large plane. So, for example,
what's
in
another
Washington
plane?
D.C., it can land at Dulles out in Virginia, but it cannot land at National because it's so close to other buildings. They don't have they can't land them there.
It's so it's interesting to but that's pretty much standardized now. But still, some of the airports only have, because the regionals they only have to have X amount of runways and X amount of length on the runways. International always going to have longer runways because, frankly, the flights are going to be bigger, carry more fuel, or carry no fuel. But the planes are always going to be bigger because it's international. And you're not going to put 100, 200 people on an international flight. You can put like 600.
You're going to
It's,
fill that plane.
mhm. Well, the 747 I was on had 3 stories. It had coach, it had like a middle layer story, and then it had for the filthy, stinky rich. It had 2 bars. Yes. And a game room, by the way. Yeah, on a freaking airplane. 2 nice bars, too. Not little
2 bars on
cheap
one
bars.
plane. Wow.
They had the one at the top, where you could actually see out of the plane. And, well, that was the Richie Rich bar, but, when you fly in business, you can get in the Richie Rich bar. Yeah. No, if you're flying coach or the other level, which I can't remember what it was called, then you weren't allowed that bar. No, you had to stay in your bar downstairs. Maybe you smelled funny. I don't know. I don't. If I make the rules, man, how the hell if I know? And no, it's ticket price. That's all it is.
Yeah, you can't transfer from cabin to cabin.
Yeah. So these days, when you're flying on like a shitty plane, like a 727, when you get on, they'll usually offer you, if any of the front seats are open, they'll usually offer you an upgrade for $80. Yeah, which is nice because Spirit and a few of the other ones, basically, them 727s are basically all just coach. Yeah, that's what they are. 3 seats on each side. And you better be paying that extra $20 or they're going to pick your seat for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's if you want to fly. And you can fly cheap. I mean, I remember somebody bought me a ticket on Spirit, no less. I said, "Oh yeah, we're going to fly out to California. Why don't you come see this?" Put me on Spirit Airlines. Get raggedy ass airplane. Damn thing shaking and shit. I felt like the wing gonna fall off. The seats were tiny. Yeah, it picked the seat, so put me. I got lucky and got the window. I got the window coming, and the aisle going. That was the last time I flew like that. It's like fuck this. I'd rather have pay extra or not fucking get on a damn thing. Well, because it's not comfortable, and I'm not like a little skinny guy like Jay, man. I mean, he could fit in one seat.
Yeah, but I also sometimes, especially like this week, I had kidney stones, so I've been drinking a lot of extra water. I would go for the aisle seat so I can get to the bathroom quickly. You ever try to get out of a business class seat from the 3 seats over at the window?
I know.
And it's urgent. Yeah, good luck.
Well, Justin, I always try to get either where the exits are or closer to the front because you get way more leg room. And I like to stretch out. And I usually have a laptop or a pad on my lap doing something. Or a lot of times, like if I'm going out for a writer's of future, I'll have like book this year, I have book 42 on my lap. So I'll be reading as we're flying in. Mm-hmm. Keeps me occupied, and it's only a 3.5 hour flight.
Only.
Yeah. Well, you lose 2 hours going, So if it's 3 o'clock here, it's 1 o'clock there when I leave. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes you can get there before you left.
Actually, Christopher, I hate to say this, and I hate that LA. The last few times I've gone there, actually all the times I've been going since I was 18. I've never been really challenged by anybody. Hopefully, I shouldn't be running my mouth, but it doesn't seem to be that dangerous. I know one time we came in, we were in Vegas doing a lecture, and we stopped and I had to munchie something fierce, and we noticed they had the Academy Awards going on. So interstate was backed up. So one side wasn't, one side was. So I jumped off on the side that wasn't, pulled into a McDonald's. Come on, easy, safe McDonald's. Went in and ordered a quarter pound and a couple other things, and the guy just looked at me, and I'm like, "What's up?" And he looked at me, and he points at the menu, and I'm like, I told him again. He's like, so I told him the number, and then he put it into the thing. And I said, well, I don't want no ketchup, no pickles on it. So he came out with a little chart. I was like, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't know where I was, dude. I was in little LA, so I don't know where the fuck I was.
What, was he deaf or he didn't speak English?
No, they didn't speak English. Nobody in the place spoke English. Nobody. Not anybody in there eating, not anybody in there working there. Nobody spoke English. Not even a little bit. It was just, wow. I mean, I've been to places before where, the majority of people spoke another language, but they at least spoke enough broken English.
Yeah, especially McDonald's. I mean, you don't know. I mean, come on, here in America,
McDonald's was busy, so apparently
Big Mac. You've heard quarter pounder with cheese.
Apparently, they just
station pictures, number 1, 2, 4 meal.
I was just kind of like, okay. And then you could tell they thought they were upsetting me. And I was like, no, and I just paid them. And I was going to let them have my card. And they're like, no, fuck that. Just give them cash, dude. Just don't even, whatever cash you got, just give them fucking cash.
And don't quibble about whatever cash they give you back. Just hope they give you some.
It was a weird experience, man.
But it's just it's a strange experience overall. The fast food things. I was thinking about this the other day. In the 80s, it was McDonald's was number 1 was cheeseburger, or was a hamburger. Number 2 was cheeseburger. Number 3 was quarter pounder with cheese, and the number 4 meal was Big Mac. Now number 1 is Big Mac. Number 4 or 5 or 6 is quarter pounder. They switch. I mean, everything has changed. I remember specifically paying. I would go and ask for a number 4, no pickles, large fries, large Coke. I'd give her a 10. She'd hand me $6 and change back.
Oh yeah,
$4 for that. Now it's over $12.
See, I was a GM for them. Let's see, when the hell was it? It had to be like the early 90s or something. Maybe late 80s, somewhere between 89 and 91. I was
the kangaroo conspiracy era.
Yeah, I was a manager for him, and when I see stuff today, and I think about what we were doing, so the quarter pounders back then were bigger, but they still weighed a quarter pounder, and the one today is smaller, but it still weighs a quarter pound. So everybody's like, "Well, I don't understand what the difference is." I said, "Well, the difference isn't in the weight of the hamburger; the difference is in the weight of everything else." I said, "It's a smaller bun." I said, so the bun weighs less. I said, you use less pickles, so the pickles weigh less. You use less tomato, so the tomato weighs. I said, all the way down the thing, including the mustard, because they don't use mayonnaise. I said, the mustard and ketchup they use, all of it's less because the bun is about a third smaller than what it used to be. They got called out on it, had to admit to it, but there's nothing you can do about it because it's still a quarter pound and it still weighs a quarter pound.
As long as it's a quarter pound before they throw it on the grill, yes.
Yes. Well, McDonald's was weird because so McDonald's like Taco Bell in this. Being a GM, when you made your orders, so they had on there 100% ground meat, and that's what I ordered. Come with the red label. That's how you knew it was 100% ground meat. If I don't know what color labels they use anymore, people, but back then, if it had a red label on it, was 100%. If it had a blue label on it, it was 75. And if it had I forgot what it was, a yellow label on it, it was 25% soybean and 25% something else, but it was only 50% ground meat. And you could use, as a manager, it was your choice to which one you were going to use.
Use whatever level of meat, yeah.
It's a big difference in your inventory stock and how much inventory you're holding, and it's a big difference in your sales. So if you're selling 100 quarter pounders with all that much less than the other one you sell at 100% pure beef, you're making a lot more money. But
the reason is though with the higher level of the red meat, goes bad faster. So you probably don't want to have as much of it on hand, so it doesn't go bad in your refrigerators and stuff. So it's a food industry is tough, man. I've worked in it. It's not easy to calculate all that stuff.
Well, see, that's another thing McDonald's did that most didn't. So when you got any meat from McDonald's, whatever level it was, that shit was froze. I mean, it was froze.
Yeah.
So it would go right into a freezer, and then that's where it would stay until you took it out. And then what you do is you would take a half a case, put it out on the side of you, where the other case had already been open and where you were working. So you could just pull them out and break them apart. And they had a whatchamacallit on it. So you threw them in the grill and you just pulled it down. And it cooked everything. You just pop it back up, flip them over, and take them off. They make good. Yeah, that's how they make them. They still make them like that today. Matter of fact, they make Crystal burgers like that today.
Yeah. Well, Crystal Burgers also steams the buns. They don't just
they do steam
they
the
like
buns.
super steam the burgers too, but
They do
the
steam
buns
the
are also
buns.
kind of soggy, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, I've always loved a good Crystal burger, good Castle burger.
I love Crystal Burgers.
Castle, White Castle, Crystal, it didn't matter. I like both of them.
They're a little different. There were 3 of them that came out. There was Little Tavern here in Maryland, White Castle in like Delaware, New Jersey, New York, and then Crystal Burger down south.
Well, no, we had a lot of White Castles. We had a lot of Crystal, and we also had one of the donut chains had them. Tasty. They had them as well. They all had them, and then a lot of clubs would have them. You know, a lot of chains.
The thing about Little Tavern, not Little Tavern, White Castle and Crystal, they had square buns, square burgers. Little Tavern had square buns but round burgers, but they were exactly the same. Steamed buns, steamed patties. You know.
Yeah, we had rectangular buns and rectangular patties.
Yes. Yeah. And so does White Castle. White Castle and Crystal are square. Little Tavern was square round.
You get cheese on anything, Danny. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they really
Little Tavern sold them differently than Crystal or White Castle does. Little Tavern sold them by the bag. So a small bag was 2. The next bag up, I forget, and they went all the way up to like a bag of 20 or 30, whatever.
Yeah, I think down here it was like 3, 6, 12, and 24, if I remember right.
I think they went 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, you could get whatever you want pretty much. But
no, you could always get whatever you wanted, but they also always had deals like 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15.
Yeah, but they only had 2 lines. They had 2 lines. There was one line that was cheese and no cheese, and that's how much you paid. I want a bag of cheese, burgers, give me a bag of 15. And then the other one was like, give me a bag of no cheese, 2, whatever. That's how you ordered them. It was neat.
Now you can just order the bitches before you get there. It's yeah.
Oh, this is way before the internet.
No, they were good. But anyway,
By the way, folks, that was our food porn segment for the evening.
Well, we're getting ready to go to break, but when we come back from break, we'll talk about it. But I've heard a lot of different things about this guy.
About who guy? Which guy?
The ice guy. I always forget his name. I can't remember hers either. When we get back, I'll get a name for y'all. But it's weird how this happened. And I heard his mayor, he could have got out of the way. No, the car was going. And in the end, the guy had internal bleeding. So it's going to be hard to get around that she didn't use her car for a weapon. You might try to say it wasn't, but because one guy said, well, he could have jumped out of the way. I said, no, he was in front of her, telling her to stop, and she punched it. And you could see the smile on her face when she did it. And I said, and you can go listen to her girlfriend, her wife, whatever she was, telling her to go.
Go ahead.
I think she said go for it because she couldn't get in the car.
She said, go, baby, go.
Yep.
Is what she said.
So she encouraged her to run over this cop. She should be in jail too. And you know what? She may end up there yet.
Well, now she's got the money to pay for her defense. So good lucky her.
They may put a freeze on that for the kids.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Did
that come from a GoFundMe or what? How did she get that all of a sudden?
GoFundMe.
Really? Wow. Oh my God.
Oh, Jesse, I don't know why people do what people do. It's kind of pathetic sometimes when you think about it. Well, I mean, you're listening to her. She's telling the cop, I ain't mad at you. And the other one's like got some kind of evil laugh going on the other side of the car. Like, we're not high. Now you can look at our license plate. He wasn't interested in your freaking license plate. See, people, before we go to break, and I want to get this across. So you can harass cops and stuff, but not when they're on an active case. If you appear that you're interfering with a case, they can do stuff to you.
They can arrest you.
Yes. Oh yeah. If you're warning
Well,
someone coming, in other words, if they're going after a person and you're warning that person isn't coming, they just put a judge in jail for that. A
yeah.
judge.
We also need to talk about when we come back. There's some uh, I don't know how else to call them. Some organizations training organizations training people with pamphlets how to break the police grip when they're arresting people, teaching them how to stop them from handcuffing people, how to remove handcuffs, and how to unlock handcuffs. This is that's not protected speech. We need to talk about that when we come back.
Yeah. So yeah. So, I'm saying all this stuff is going on. I know Pam Bondi a couple of days ago said they're looking into that someone's paying and helping these people do all this stuff, which they need to be looking into.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. But hey, John, we're gonna we're gonna take a break right quick, and let me find this. Oh, no, this is Matchbox 20 actually. No, I know which one you're talking about. You're with the guitar playing guy. Man, why the hell my brain just does not work anymore? What happens when I run online like a crazy person all day? No, it's My Maria, something like that. Oh, I can't remember the guy's damn name. He plays the guitar. He's really famous. The guy from Matchbox 20 is singing a song.
I don't know his name.
But he's really famous guitarist. I mean, seriously famous guitarist. Yeah, I know. It just sucks when that kind of shit happens. Anyway, let's put this on. We'll be back in 4 or 5 minutes.
Are we back? We are back. You are muted, though.
Sorry about that. All right. This was on double. Hey, Roseanne. This one was on double mute.
Oh, that sounds almost like double. What is it? Secret probation from Animal House.
Yeah. I know.
You don't want to be on that.
No, I keep them both on when I'm not by the mic. When it's on and I'm not by the mic. 147 million views. I remember when people was just a fantasy. 147 views. Like, what? It's just a fantasy. Now it's just nothing. Last time I was on Pro Riders page, I think it was 4 billion. Yeah, 4 billion. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people. That means people love you, man. They're showing their love. It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi loves you. Hello, Obi-Wan. Hi, how are you doing? It's actually what I'm looking for, Dan. I can't remember where I put it. It's no, I had a bunch of stuff open that I was playing with earlier, but I started closing links as I get ready for the show because I don't want a bunch of them open when we're rolling. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. Wow, what was that? That was crazy looking. It was like a dragon came up on my screen.
Really?
Ah, that was crazy looking. Yeah, Carlos Santana. See, Rose, I'm glad you're in the room. I knew it was somebody. She knew his name. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many songs he guitar assisted on, or basically a song with a guitar. It's I don't know, Michael. My best guitar player. There's a lot of good ones.
There's a lot out there.
A lot of good ones too. I don't know, man.
You got to wonder if the dead ones even made it to this, decade. Would they retain their?
I'm sure a few. I'm sure a few of them.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of them are still around playing. So
A few. They tend to burn out fast. I mean, Greg Lake. Was it Greg Lake? Yeah, Greg Lake was in Asia. Or was it John? No, it's John Wetton. So John Wetton was a bass player for King Crimson. Really good bass player. Not one that you hear about a lot, but a very good bass player. Greg Lake also came from King and Emerson, Lake and Palmer. But John Wetton, when I saw him the last time, his hand was all pink and swollen, and they took electro tape and taped the pick to his thumb so he could play the bass, because he was a pick bass player, and it was awful to see. Carl Palmer, on the other hand, who was playing drums at that same concert, looked fantastic.
Yeah, it's always weird how people age.
Mm-hmm. Well, Carl Palmer he's a drummer, and he's very into I think he's dead now, actually, but he, at the time, he was still very active in physical fitness. He was very buff. I mean, he could have beaten the snot out of just about anybody in that bar.
I don't know, Stephanie. I've seen several views of this shooting. What's weird is when they show you the car after it hit the pole, there's only one hole through the windshield. Yeah,
well, because the other couple of shots went through the driver's side window, which was down.
And people, why are you in Portland burning an American flag? What the fuck is wrong with you people? I mean,
yeah, who does that hurt? I've never understood that.
It makes you look like an idiot.
Yeah.
You just oh man, you just gotta wonder. Jimmy, we can't play these because they're too long, but most of this is just Democrats react to the shooting. Not one Democrat could have thought that it was justified, not one. So that tells you that they don't really care about anything. They just care about how they're going to get reelected. Let's see, there it is, and there's a woman talking to the guy about his. Yeah. Well, hold on, Jimmy. I'll put this back up. Give me a second. It's right here now. It's in my. I think it's in my thingy. Let's go see if it's in that thingy.
Hey, watch what you do with your thingy.
Let's get that thingy.
What did you do? You did it. There it is.
No, that's not it. That's not the car, is it?
It's Matchbox 20. Yeah, no, you don't want that up there.
No, Jay trying to put some dirty stuff up there or something.
Man, the video you just played.
Yeah, we know. No, but you see, you got hold to it. Now it's dirty, man. It's dirty and that's bad. Oh, here we go. All right, where's the audio on this thing? Let's turn it on.
It's on the stage.
Okay. All right, you got it up there? All right, here we go. Yeah. You can hit the play button.
Nicaragua ties. And this comes as Portland's mayor and Oregon's governor are calling for an independent investigation into that shooting. Meanwhile, Oregon State Senator Casey Jama forcefully rejecting ICE, saying, quote, "We do not need you. No arrests have been confirmed." Joining me now is Texas Democratic Congresswoman Julie Johnson, the vice-ranking member on the House Homeland Security Committee. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us on your Saturday. Good to see you.
Absolutely. It's great to be with you.
Hey, what happened? Whoa, what happened? Beep, beep.
I don't know.
I hit something. I must have hit something trying to close something, probably. Okay, this is it. Go back to talking, people. Oh, we gotta have an advertisement. Oh, yeah.
It's everything you want and more than you expect.
Chevy sucks. Yeah, Chevy sucks.
Yeah, they're starting to suck.
My Chihuahua can run faster than that car can go. Boo.
And we're also watching new protests that are expected today in Portland, Oregon, after Border Patrol officers there shot 2 illegal immigrants, one with alleged Tren de Aragua ties. And this comes as Portland's mayor and Oregon's governor and then drives forward. And it looked, we saw this video, you had come out and said that the driver, Renee Good, did not pose an immediate threat or harm to this officer. But in this video, you can hear him telling her to get out of the car. Her partner tries to get into the car, but she puts that car in reverse and then drives forward. And it looks and it sounds like, it appears to be there's contact. So how is that not harm to the officer? And viewing this video, does it change your mind at all?
Not at all. You know, when I look at this video, I see a woman who's trying
to see what they want to see.
And get out of the way. She was not driving toward him in an intentional manner with intent to harm him. He could have easily stepped away, but he was a happy trigger. You know, there was absolutely no basis for him to execute her in the middle of the street of Minneapolis.
But there are protests that are getting a little bit out of control. I mean, you see the videos that are now, protesters are escalating in Minneapolis. They're going to hotels looking for ICE officers. They're banging on the doors and windows of these hotels. Do you at least condemn that activity? I mean, that doesn't look like peaceful protests. That looks like they're escalating and trying to engage.
Yeah, I've never, ever supported violence or vandalism or, anything of the sort in protests. I think people have the right to peacefully protest, but they don't have the right to do harm to property or to other people in their regard. But I think this really speaks to the broader angle that the federal government and Kristi Noem and President Trump with ICE, they're out of control. They are completely violating the law. They're executing people on the streets of this country. They are not acting within the constitutional rights of the people who are here in this country, citizens of this country, and people who are here legally. They're violating the due process rights. They're just acting as a rogue agency, and that needs to be reined in. It's just unacceptable what's happening out there.
And we'll talk about policy in just a second, because I do want to talk about Homeland Security funding, which you want to withhold for now. But I want to talk about the situation at hand in Minneapolis. And I want to pull up these numbers here. This is the number of vehicles that rammed either ICE officers or CBP officers in the year 2025. And we saw 71 incidents of vehicle ramming attacks against CBP and 28 incidents against ICE. And here's the vice president actually talking about, what's happening,
like
how
those numbers.
protesters are engaging with these law enforcement officers, and that something has to stop.
I wish the state officials in Minnesota would investigate why you have so many people who are using their vehicles and other means to actually interfere with a legitimate law enforcement operation. Minneapolis officials are encouraging people to commit violence against ICE officials. It's ridiculous. It's got to stop.
Do you think that's fair?
I think that the problem is that ICE agents are acting out of control also. I never support or condone violence against our law enforcement personnel. That is never the approach to take. It's not appropriate, and it violates the law as well. But having said that, it's equally inappropriate for ICE agents to just throw tear gas out of a window because people are yelling at them. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for ICE agents to go up and threaten to arrest and harm people because they're honking a horn, because they're exercising a protest. That is unacceptable.
No, that's not. You're interfering with an arrest.
ICE agents are acting outside of the bounds. They're acting, many of them, not all, but many of them are acting with rogue authority in a power-hungry way to terrorize the citizens of this country and people who are here legally. And that is completely unacceptable. And what you're seeing is a complete outrage and frustration on the American people by the fact that Kristi Noem is not reining in her rogue agents. They're not disciplining the people who are acting outside of their authority and abusing their power against.
I'd say this is more about hiding
one of several
$3 billion
Democrats that
in
want to
fraud.
withhold this Homeland Security funding.
They're trying to cloud another issue
because of what's happening in Minneapolis and in other blue cities. Holding funding hostage didn't really work out for Democrats last year. We saw what happened with the government shutdown. So are you willing to shut down the government again if Republicans don't make changes to Homeland Security policies?
Of course.
Well, your statement was completely incorrect. The Democrats, we stood up for health care for the American people. And if you'll note yesterday, and that was the basis of the government shutdown, is that Republicans refused to fund the Affordable Care Act and extend the and extend the tax credits. And just yesterday, that is exactly what happened in the House floor. The House extended the tax credits for the American people for the Affordable Care Act for an additional 3 years. So I would say that the Democrats' efforts in that regard were extremely successful for the American people. With respect to Homeland Security funding, we're going to take a look at it. Yes, I think that what has happened is Kristi Noem has already woefully mismanaged this budget, buying expensive airplanes for herself and other things, and not applying the funding to address the real need, which is immigration backlog, which is court processing, which is getting people in this country legally.
So you're willing to shut down the government?
To private detentions if necessary. Absolutely. I think Democrats, that is one of the tools in the toolbox. Obviously, my preference is to negotiate an agreement. We've been able to negotiate agreements recently on appropriations bills. We just passed some with broad support. I voted in favor of them yesterday. on appropriations bills that just came out of the House. So when the process works, we all want to keep the government funded. So it's all going to be in the details and what's going to be ultimately in the bill that's presented to the House, and that hasn't come out of appropriations yet.
And do you think your leadership is going to back you on this?
Well, I think our leadership is committed to the rule of law and protecting the American people, just like what we've always been. We have passed 2 sets of appropriations bills now.
Wait,
and,
did she actually say that out loud?
Appropriations process seems to
like
work. When Republicans are willing to work with Democrats, good things can happen in the appropriations bill. I think the appropriations bills that we passed, well, there's a lot in there that is great. There's a few things, we disagree with, but we have to see the details. We'll see what comes up in the Homeland bill. But yes, I do think that we need to address the funding of ICE. They're not using the money in a way that's helping secure the American people in this country.
Okay. We'll watch what you guys do when you get back to the Hill. Congresswoman, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, first of all, the first thing I got to say is she's completely uninformed as to what the procedures are for if you're a police officer, state trooper, etc. If a car begins to race its engine and aim itself at you. There are procedures in most police departments, particularly highway patrol departments. They can point their gun at you, and if you let off the brake while you're racing the engine, they can begin to open fire, even if they can reasonably get out of the way. Why? Because you're posing a threat with your vehicle. And a vehicle, 2,000-pound vehicle, a 15,000-pound vehicle, like a truck, just a cab, it's instant death if it hits you, especially on the highway. A gun, in comparison, you literally need a Magnum or higher caliber weapon to disable an engine at that close of a range to avoid being killed. And they're carrying 9mm, these guys.
Yeah, that's you might if there's nothing in front of the radiator, you might get penetration.
Yeah, if
there's anything really in front of it, you're probably not. You're probably just gonna nick it or something. It's
You'll definitely take the radiator out, but you're not going to disable the engine.
All I can tell you is this, John. We were taught anytime that we may be working. Well, let me get this out the way. We may be working in public things in the military. We were always told the same thing. As long as your life's not in danger, you don't have to worry about it. As soon as your life becomes in danger, you have the right to use whatever force you think necessary to get your life out of danger.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they were very funny about that. And the thing of it is in this case, all the woman had to do was stop and get out the car. That was the command. After she just totally ignored it and took off, she had broke the law anyway.
She was fleeing from an arrest, which makes her a criminal anyway.
Yeah.
She was a fleeing criminal.
Well, I'm waiting to see where all the rest of this goes. I'm not so much worried about him getting convicted. Even if they could somehow get a jury a conviction outside of the federal court, which just isn't in their purview, so they have no business messing with it, the president would just pardon it, or the Supreme Court would overturn it.
Well, but there's other things that are even more disgusting than the fact that this poor guy's going to have to probably face some sort of court things, and he needs to be investigated. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm fully I believe that any shooting in any police department should be well investigated just to make sure. I don't think the guy's in the wrong here, but this guy's in the hospital. Okay, moments after this happened, the day and days after this happened, and his co-workers had to empty his home. They had to go to his home, box up his wife's and children's things. Strangers had to go to this man's house. I mean, guys he works with, sure. I don't know, they hang out after work or whatever, but they had to go to his house and gut it because liberal protesters had given out his address and were on the way to come and destroy it and or kill him. This is wrong, people.
What they should have done is just waited inside with them with a bunch of dart guns and let them all get in and just take them out. And they asked, well, put them in jail for, that's intent to kill. Hey, you get 20 years for that.
That's conspiracy to commit murder.
Yeah, so that's and a bunch of guys would they take them out pretty easy.
And it's disgusting. I mean, who does that?
So for you crazy blue people, I'm gonna tell you this so you don't get hurt if you're down here visiting or decide to come to the South to protest. You ever notice those protesters never come down here? Even when bad stuff happens down here, they don't come down here. Like when the kid got killed in Florida, they didn't come down here to protest. No, 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 no. No, it's very dangerous to protest down here. And it's not as dangerous from the cops as it is from the people. They may feed you to the gators. They may, they said, Leroy looking kind of skinny back there, honey. You seen any protesters around? Oh, shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you come by 2 days later, Leroy, like, God damn, Leroy, you fat, man. I'm talking about the alligator people. Yeah, we're talking about the 14-foot alligator. Yeah. No, it's just, to us, it's unacceptable. It's protesting is fine. You can go to any college down here and see protests on a regular basis, and they're clean. There's nobody getting stupid. There's not a bunch of drunken people running around. There's no need for tear gas, but they're protesting.
Yeah, no. What's happening in Minneapolis is not protesting. I would call it civil disobedience, and they're taking it to a different degree, a different level. Protesting is standing on the sidewalk, holding a sign, and okay, blow your whistle. Take your mega horn and meh, all night long. I don't care. But if you're in front of my front house, I'm going to be pissed. That's fine. What they're doing is civil disobedience by standing in the middle of the road, blocking other vehicles with their own vehicles, and impeding civil services. Now, what if, for example, there was an emergency down the road and a little old lady had a heart attack and the ambulance had to get through, and these people are standing in the road blocking the ambulance and won't let it go through?
Yeah.
It's a felony. I'm sorry. It's a goddamn felony. You're not supposed to stand in the middle of the road. Protest all you want, but don't interfere with the street. Don't interfere with civil services. Don't interfere with, public services. Don't interfere with public buildings. Don't interfere with entrances to buildings. I mean, just think about the horror that what if there was a fire and these people were blocking the entrance to a building, and 1,000 people are trying to get out of that building. People are going to get hurt and or killed.
Anytime you interfere, you're putting somebody's life in danger.
Not just your own.
When you start making all that noise and letting people know you're coming, they go to run. But when people run, things get way more dangerous.
People are hurting, panicky creatures. You don't want them running around.
And they may start shooting back. Next thing you know, neighbors and kids are getting killed, all because you thought you was doing something good. It's just like with this woman. I mean, when you look at it, they think they're doing something good. Yeah, well, I bet you're not thinking that now. What do you mean if it's her real wife? Well, if it's her real wife, I'm sure she's going to try to sue and get all kind of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't she? She looks like that kind of person. She looked pretty evil when she was talking to them cops. I was kind of like, whoa, evil chick.
Well, that means the girlfriend was, I mean, if they were in a bar and he wasn't wearing a badge and a gun, I'll bet you they would have started beating each other up.
Well, let's see. Her first husband left her and took the 2 kids.
Yes.
Second husband died and left the 1 kid. And then I guess she became a lesbian and hooked up with this person.
This new person.
And this is where she got to where she was. John says that's when you fall too far from God. That's what happens to you. Well, maybe so. It's not up to me to judge on that, my friend. No, that's the big boss's job. He's the one's got to sleep with that conscious.
Well, if there's a judging going on, she's there now. She's getting it, or will soon. It's
more than likely she's in hell going. He's going, what? That was just stupid.
This isn't fair. Why did I go down here?
No, I can hear it now. They just, what was? It doesn't matter if she went to hell or to heaven. Either way it goes, they're gonna be like, well, that was just stupid.
Yeah. Why did you do that?
What the fuck were you fucking thinking, man? What the fuck? What the fuck? You just be.
Who runs over a police officer?
Yeah, just.
Let me let this kitty cat out so he doesn't go poop in here.
Oh no! See, some things we just don't need to know, man. Tell him, guys, y'all get on his ass. Tell him there's some things we just don't need to know. What is it, Jamie? It's
Oh, there's a dog.
Well, the Russians are a little pissed about Greenland. I think Trump's using Greenland as a diversion. Maybe he really wants it, but he seems to be using it more as a diversion to get everybody riled up while he's off doing something else.
Well, I think he's doing some diversion tactics for sure, but I think what he's trying to divert from is Iran. He doesn't want Iran knowing what he's getting ready to do.
And you might be absolutely right on that. It's well, I don't care what anybody says, guys. He's a master sleight of hand. He just seems to be good at what he does. I would stay off his shits list. I mean, look at the other guy. Yeah, I dare you just come in here. Oh fuck! I mean, come on. I mean, you're running your big mouth. Next thing you know, hi, Mr. Trump. How are you today? I mean, what the fuck? How you feel about that?
Well, from what I understand, it's earlier in that day. Maduro, before he was captured, Maduro, I don't know if he posted on X or did something, but there's like a selfie video of him and his wife dancing. And I don't know how, again, I don't know how he got it out, but he either put it on the internet or sent it to Trump somehow. And Trump saw that in 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours later, I don't know, boom, he's in New York. So there you go. For celebrating something like being an asshole like that, that's what you get if you goof with Trump. What's the new alphabet thing? FAFO.
Oh yeah.
Fuck around and find out.
Yeah. Fuck around and find out. FOFA, huh? Well, if people are fucking around and finding out. I mean, I don't know if I want to be fucking around finding out.
I mean,
he seems to be on the fucking warpath, man. Well, no, he hasn't started any wars yet. I mean, basically,
he's fixing to though. I mean,
he just told basically
rhetoric.
I mean, basically, he told Venezuela, "You're going to do what we told you," and she said, "Yes, sir, we are." So, I mean, there's no real fight going to come out of there.
He keeps also alluding to Iran, and it's like if they don't settle down,
yeah, but you're not listening to what he's saying about Iran. No, you're not listening to what he's saying about Iran. He wants the people to do it.
I know that, but he's also alluding to some new weapons.
What's his name? What's his name? The guy who wanted to lead it, whoever it is. Trump says, "Cool, as long as it's not
the deposed prince."
Yeah, he said it has to be a democracy. Is basically what he said.
But he hasn't been in country in Iran for 50 years.
Yeah, and he wants to come in as a monarchy, basically. And Trump's like, "No, I don't think we're going there."
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work again. So in the 70s, 80s, when the Shah of Iran was deposed, his family fled the country, and they haven't been back since. The actual Shah of Iran's sister, his blood sister, their family moved in to my street at the top of the hill at the end of the cul-de-sac and lived in a house up there. And they were shut-ins. They were in America, free to do whatever they wanted, but they were shut-ins because they were scared to death that the terrorist groups in Iran were going to come over here and kill them. And I don't know how long they lived on my street, but they were there for years, decades even. But nothing ever happened.
What's going on here? It's well, because it's a lot harder than people think to get in this country and go around killing people, especially when they're watching families, because that might have been a setup for somebody.
Yeah, well, I think one of the reasons why they picked our neighborhood is because my dad and a few other dads in the neighborhood worked in top secret installations throughout Washington, D.C. So our neighborhood was well watched. I'll just say that.
It's maybe that's why they was on that neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh, we had no worries aside from like neighborhood teenage children vandalism. There was no crime in my neighborhood at all. None whatsoever.
Yeah, he had Jay's confessing destroying his neighborhood. People, damn. This goes out to a lot of people, right?
I've told the story about.
I'm just telling you, man.
This goes out to a lot of people. All my friends took the anarchist cookbook. We made.
Oh wait,
we thought we were going to make black gunpowder, but we made yellow gunpowder. We created a bomb and blew up the entire first level windows of a house next door to my friend's house. So yeah, we caused a ruckus.
That's the Fed saying, "Please retain Jay." I'm right.
Oh God.
I don't live in the same state.
But the stuff we did when we were kids, Joe. I don't know about you and your friends, but me and my friend Chris, we're shocked that we made it past. I mean, the stupid shit we used to do. We would wear cargo pants, go to the beer store, buy a case of beer, stuff our cargo pants with a case of beer, and then climb up a water tower 200, 300 feet in the air and sit on a domed building with no handholds. We could have easily gotten drunk and rolled off and died.
Yeah, we played a couple times. What we used to like to do is they had the big pipes running across the canals, and we climb out to the middle of the pipe and sit out over the canal.
Oh yeah, so everybody has their suicide thing.
I can't tell you how many of them FOBs ended up in the canal. Yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious.
Well, luckily nobody fell off the water tower, but had you done, you probably wouldn't survive it.
No, probably not. What are you talking about, Jeffrey? No, I mean, as it stands right now, the old lady's making money off of it. Every Democrat says this is bad. Well, I wonder why didn't I ask Mark Kelly what he thinks, the astronaut guy, and say, what do you think?
I think we've heard his opinion. I don't think we need to hear any more.
But the point is there are other people with mixed reviews, but most of them believe when they hear that, when they see the can from the guy's chest, it's pretty open and shut, because I mean, you can hear the car hitting him. But not one Democrat, not one, has taken that opinion or even said it. So they're being told. To me, it's almost like the whole party is just being run now by some person somewhere.
Well, I think what happened is the bulk of them have stopped talking against the police officer, but two of them are still vocal about this video not being exactly what we think, and that's the mayor and the governor. Tim Walz, what's the guy? Fry. That guy's a dick.
Tim Walz just needs it. The more attention he drags himself, the worse it's going to be for him. I think they should go after his wife first. She's going to be the tough one. She'll be like, I didn't do anything. No. Just because I got a $5 million diamond. I think
that Jacob Fry, the mayor, I think he's going to be in trouble too. Especially, I don't know if he's involved with the scandal with the Somali pirate thingy, but he seems to be awfully vocal about this for being just a mayor. So I'm thinking maybe he's got his dirty little fingers in something he doesn't want to be investigated for.
Well, he might. I mean, he had sticky little fingers, man. I mean, his little fingers were into every damn thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
how he's saying. That's why him and Waltz want the government out, because they don't want to get caught with their fingers in the cookie jar. But I think it's too late for that. I think Pam Bondi's on to both of them.
And she might be. She's, they're both of them are about idiots.
Yeah.
But we don't know who was controlling the money, and they may not be idiots. Well, Jesse, I mean, so in Pam Bondi's case, she's got to find where the money was going and who was giving the money and how this was working. Who was doing the inspections? That's one of the things they got to find out right there. Because every time they went, they're saying, "Oh, well, there." And CBS went and said that when they went, there was children and everything there.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to prove that there was times when they weren't. Well, yeah, they're gonna challenge everything. Like the guy who made all those videos, he shows you what time it is when he goes and there's nobody there. But that's fine, but and he proved that from his end. But then CBS and other state inspectors went and there was people there. Well, of course they were being tipped off. That's why.
Well, no, I think what's happening is those businesses were calling the legacy media, NBC, CBS, ABC. It's like, oh yeah, come on over. We got the kids here. They were staging it, definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
But they were calling the media in. The media wasn't going there on its own.
That's what I'm saying. They were being tipped off.
Yeah.
They were being. That's how they were doing it. They were being tipped off.
Well, I wouldn't call it tipped off. I'd say they were being, they're giving them an appointment.
By
Thursday at 5, we'll have all the kids you want.
Yeah, but they got to be careful with that. Trump catches them doing that, he'll put their asses in jail. He's so it's not, the media can't work quite as open as it used to when it was under the Democrats. So just put it in perspective. There's been a lot of new stuff come out about JN6. Like, so the 3 top witnesses were all third-hand witnesses. They didn't see the event. They didn't actually participate in the event. They were told about it by somebody who was told about it. The number one witness they made all the big thing over and was going to have the big TV interview and all over. She never actually gave testimony. They just filled in the testimony. There's a lot of this went on.
Well, that's all hearsay testimony. And hearsay testimony is only ever usually used to like corroborate some, events that happened during, that they need verification on. And that's really what it's all for.
Yeah. So most of what they were saying about Jan, hey, Jan, turned out to be absolute bullshit. Now, Democrats are going to eat that. They're going to be putting out more and more of this before the midterms. Plus, gas will be even down further as we get closer to the midterms because we'll be coming out the winter blend. So it should be, for us, it'll probably be under $2. And the gas, if diesel is down to around right down, and diesel's $2.68 down here, that's just driving food prices down.
We're $4.29 up here right now for diesel.
So you'll see a serious drop in prices over the next 6 months on food. So with the food going down and the fuel going down, when you go outside and fill your car and it's not costing you $100 anymore, you're gonna be like, "Fucking thank you, Trump." And when you see, because I've already seen food prices coming down here, because all the stores down here put green tags to anything that went down in price, and I'm starting to see 10 or 15 every week.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes it's only 5 cents, 10 cents. Sometimes it's $1, but it's still
kind of like the Walmart when they came out with that little happy smiley face. And it was like, I don't know, it was in the 90s when they first came out, and the commercial was like this little smiley face would come through, and then there'd be a price. You're like, it's like $4.29, and then he would come by and go, bing, and the price would change. It would be like $4.27. It's like, wow, 2 cents.
Yeah,
hey, thanks, Mr. Smiley Face.
Hey, that's a lot of money for them to give up, though, man. You think how many stores they got and how many they're going to sell in each store. Yeah, see, that's why corporations get themselves in trouble. They start thinking like that, and it gets their ass in trouble. Walmart should learn, because bigger companies in them went out of business. I mean, Kmart was huge. Yeah, Sears, Kmart, and then they merged into one and still went out of business.
I think Kmart's are still in limited editions.
And before all of them, there was GEX, which was huge and all over the place, and you had to put 10 cents in to get in the store. They had a little thing in the front. Yeah, it was weird. No, I mean, today I guess it would be like what you call the Walmart one, where the super Walmarts, or what's the other name?
Well, they got the Sam's Club, which is their warehouse.
Yeah. The Sam's Club, and then there's the other one who does the other company that does it too. That's what GEX would have been more like, because it was like a wholesale store. Yeah.
Well, there's a BJ's wholesale. There's a Costco wholesale.
Yeah, Costco. That's what I was thinking about. It's So I mean, all of these things, they don't last forever, guys. Companies go, companies come. Companies I thought would be here forever, like
100-year-old companies that are gone. Woolworth, JCPenney is reduced. They used to be all over the country. Now they're only reduced. Kmart is mostly gone. Garfinkel's, Tex, Sears, Roebuck.
Yeah, a lot of these are going online only now. Well, some of the things that'll save Sears is like skill. They're still doing okay, but they still sell them in a lot of places. You know what? I've never seen them in a Home Depot.
Seen what?
The skill company. Sears,
they're there. They have them.
They have. I know every other damn thing. No, I learned the valuable lesson about Sears tools. I bought some and I burnt them up, and the guy says, "Oh, you have the Pro Series. You can't have that kind of for what you're doing." I'm like, "Really?" He said, "You know what? I'll give you half off the next set, though, since you didn't know." Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it worked out. It worked out for the better. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me go pull this up right quick. Where the hell? What the hell did I do with it? What the hell did I do with it? Jesse, I get these damn links all over the place. No, you know what? I'll just go here and cheat. Okay, so anyway, we loved it. We talked about the European troops landing in Greenland now. I'm scared, people. I'm scared, man.
Ooh, scary.
Well, this was a weird one. When I read about this, Bermuda found floating on a 12-mile structural anomaly, never seen on Earth anywhere on Earth. So,
what?
Bermuda, the way it's built, looks like it's floating.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's not actually. It's some kind of weird structure that comes up and goes underneath it and floats out, so it doesn't look like there's anything, like it's connected to anything, but it is. I was like, what the hell? And when I seen it, though, when you seen it from the pictures they were showing, it did look like it was floating. What's this? 13
Throw the pictures up. You got them?
No, no. Well, I ain't doing pictures. What the hell, man? What do you think this is, man? I ain't putting them dope pictures up there. It's that's on the other computer, but not on this damn thing. Let me see. Where was I? $13 billion U.S. supercarrier mocks China in world's most contested waters. 5,000 sailors brace for Taiwan flashpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Trump just gave China a big fat bird finger.
All the while floating around Taiwan.
Well, the South China Sea is where they've been building all those islands. And China keeps getting pissed because we're running stuff through there. Japan's running stuff through there. South Korea's running stuff through there. And like Guam, the Philippines are running stuff up through there. So they get mad about it, but it's not their seaways. They can get over it. It's always been a clear channel. Just because you built some stupid little half-ass islands don't mean shit to the rest of the world.
Yeah, who cares?
You know, so keep your little islands, but we're not going to stay out of there. And what you going to do? Take on a supercarrier? I don't know, man. And it wasn't by itself. It had its whole task force with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be able to
get you before anything else does, probably.
Yeah, you might be able to sink it after it wipes out every island you have. By the time you get it underwater, you won't have any islands left. Matter of fact, we'll probably have boats parked there waiting for your ass. I don't know what you mean, Christopher. Why doesn't China scare me? Because Japan was scary because everything Japan builds is quality. You know, they got videos of those freaking their planes coming in, shit wing pieces falling off, tail pieces falling off, and it still lands on a carrier.
Yeah.
I mean, but Japanese stuff. I mean, Chinese stuff isn't known for its quality. Let's be honest. Everybody's owned some Japanese product that was junk, and a lot of their product junk. Well, the problem is they have their own same problems when they're building their military and their ships. And we found out with their last carrier that they built had lots of issues because of, well, people were probably stealing.
And they probably used the cheapest materials. They probably did it like we did our space program. They got the cheapest, shipbuilder to give the the lowest quote using the cheapest materials and the least probably experienced labor force. So yeah.
Well, when they went with their J-20 5th-gen fighter, they wanted some powerful engines, but they don't want to pay all this money for them. So they got these. I forgot where they got them from.
I think they're Rolls-Royce engines, aren't they?
No, these aren't. Rolls-Royce would never build an engine like this. So these engines were beasts, but the problem is they left big, fat, thick smoke contrails black smoke contrails behind them. So you knew where the damn plane was, no matter what, stealthy or not. You already knew where the plane was. You might not see nothing in front, but sure got
they haven't quite mastered the vectored thrust thingy.
They have vectored a lot of thingies, but and we're already mastering our 15. As a matter of fact, we're putting some weird. I was reading about this the other day. Some wickedly weird F-22s are getting this new flight package, and it sounds
like what?
Just all they said was it was just a flight package. That's all they said for all kind of new special gadgets. It's I think they may be trying out their new invisibility on the F-22 because it's smaller than the X-47 is, and I think the F-22 internal tanks hold about 500. F-35 is about 700. The X-47 is about 1,100, 1,000. It's but I think they want to give it a try and see how it works. Look, people, the F-22 Widowmaker is the most dangerous plane on the whole fucking planet. Its stealth capability is wicked to start off with. Now we're going to make it invisible, physically invisible.
I thought it already was physically invisible.
No, it's physically invisible from radar. The F-47 is physically invisible. I don't know. I have heard stories that it was physically invisible, but I don't know. This package it's getting for sure, it's going to be physically invisible. It's also going to have AI assisted control for when a pilot needs to pull moves that may put him into a blackout mode.
Oh.
Yeah, it can also be
so autopilot, automatic takeover. Wow.
And then it's going to have missile assist, so that
what kind of assist?
Missile assist. So you just think about it, and it locks the target. It does not fire until you think about firing that missile. And I don't know, this shit sounds badass. Ain't nobody. Automatic vector thrust control. What the fuck is that?
I guess when you pass out, the plane takes over and flies for you.
I'm thinking it's when you want to make them fancy dancy moves. I mean, there are moves that we can make, but there are moves that I bet you it can make even better.
Oh, like stand up and go.
Yeah, and flip around, flip back down, take off sideways, and I don't even want to think what this can do. Jeffrey, the U.S. Air Force has gotten crazy with building planes lately. I think altogether is like 10 prototypes. Jay and I have talked about at least 6 of them.
They started the program, the stealth program, in 1950. This is why Area 51 was built. Area 51 was built specifically to develop the CIA spy plane programs. And the first one was the U-2, SR-71, yada yada. Have Blue was part of the F-117 program. Lots of programs have gone through there. They're all, maybe some of them have some back engineered UFO stuff on, but they're all human projects. And I've been talking about and wondering about projects that were going through this area in the 70s and 80s, like the TR-3B, the Aurora space plane, and we're just now starting to see these things starting to come out of the secret bunkers and the secret hangars. Very soon, the TR-3B will be declassified. Allegedly, it can go to any solar system within, light years travel very quickly. Yeah, imagine that. We already have light travel.
I've heard all kinds of stories about that one. It seems like.
But what I'm saying is that I've been chasing these stories since the 70s, and they're now starting to come to light. And it's real, actual projects.
But it seems, according to all the astronauts or all the speed junkies, that we've got everything but FTL. We just haven't been able to jump. So if what they say about the TR-3Bs or the Auroras is true, Mars is minutes, not even hours. It's minutes. But it's not FTL drive. Well, Jane, they have all kinds of things they talk about. So they talk about a particle not like an ion, but almost like an ion particle drive, but fueled from helium-3, which we don't even know what kind of rate of power helium-3 puts out. And do we even need an ion drive if we can just directly run a helium-3? So it's hard to say. So I mean, you could use a pent-up power drive, which is basically you start ramping up your engines. You have double shields on the backside of your engines, nice thick double shields on the backside, and you keep ramping them up. And as it's getting ready to jump, you lift the middle shield up to however you want to direct it, or however you want to cause your speed, and then you lift the back one up completely. So let's just say we'll do it an easy one. Let's say you had a nuclear 20 kiloton nuclear reactor charging up for 10 minutes, and you release all that power at once. Your ass is going to be smushed to the back of the fucking spaceship. You will be fucking bug squat is what you will be. You better hope somebody's invented inertial dampers, or you have some kind of special suit. But you will probably be somewhere around not Mach. You'll probably be somewhere around 3/4 the speed of light.
Warp 0.34.
Yeah, warp 0.34.
Or warp 0.75, really.
So yeah, that's right. The other one would have been 3/4. No, Jesse. I mean, it's but it's instant power. And remember this: you don't slow down in space. Okay, you just go fast.
You keep on going.
So as you're approaching planets, you can start setting it up so you can come in a hyperbolic orbit, just like that 3i Atlas did just recently, and keep adding speed. You'll be going faster than light speed, probably without that much time. But the problem here is how do you do this? If you're doing it like we're talking about, then the rate of time traveling on Earth is phenomenal. Because if you have to go the same way you came back, when you get back to Earth, it's you'll still be how many ever years you're over. The rest of the planet will be 100,000.
Everything you know is gone.
Yeah, 100,000, 200,000 years old. They'll probably have engines that you can't even think about. So that's the problem with it. So
you
why
might even get passed by someone from the future coming up behind you.
I always love saying it. So yeah, you're on your way to your target world. Somebody just zips by. You get there, they're all there. Like,
What
hey,
the hell was that?
Hey, where y'all been, man? Hopefully they would stop, and I would hope the motherfuckers. And I would hope they would stop and pick you up, and say,
hey, Amelia.
I really would hope they would stop and pick you up.
Yeah, hopefully. Hey, look at this fool. He's still working with ion power.
Yes, let's pick him up and see what he's up to. You mean the Taiwan thing? So the U.S. Navy is going to sail wherever the fucking U.S. Navy wants to sail. It doesn't even care. Matter of fact, so today they just bitch slapped the living shit out of Xi Jinping for fucking around with Carney in Canada. I mean, they just bitch slapped him. I mean, he had to go in front of his whole entire Congress and look at him like, well, I'm not telling them they can't float through there. Are you going to tell them? Fuck no, you're not.
Yeah. Did you see their carrier? It's so much bigger than ours.
And plus, no matter what, sink it or not, it's going to kill a lot of things before you sink it. And by that time, there'll be a lot of other shit flying over there to kill a lot more shit.
And he might actually get it sunk, but by the time he finishes that task, like you said, we're going to be.
It's like I was telling our European friends early. Americans just like to blow shit up. Okay, Chinese like to blow they grew up on fireworks, but they didn't really like us. They weren't blowing shit
fireworks.
I mean, today they like regular blowing shit up like we do, but not to the extent that we do. We like to blow shit up,
and we're good at it.
Yes, we are good at it, and we like to just blow shit up. Just let's blow some shit up. Americans are much happier.
We invented a new mineral.
That's right,
trinitite, radioactive glass,
and we'll be happy if you just let us blow shit up. Give us control of the asteroid belt, man. We'll have a field day out there. We'll be blowing shit up all over the place. So there's a couple things going on. Trump did this for a couple of reasons. One, he wanted to slap Xi Jinping around because he's fucking around with Carney.
Yeah.
He also wanted to warn both of them of what kind of terrorists they could be dealing with. Yes. And he also wanted to let Xi Jinping know we are the most powerful nation on the planet. And if you don't fucking like it, well, I guess you're going to have to.
Bring it. Yeah.
Because he's not going to stand down from it. Russia can kiss our ass, man. Russia can't even beat the Ukraine. We could you know what? We could sick woke ass California on Russia and they would probably win. And they woke. They'd be over there trying to feed the enemy and shit.
Or give them sexual reassignment surgeries.
No, yeah, that would be another one. Yes. Half the Russian soldiers would be female after the war.
Yay.
It's I was warning all my Canadian friends, you better start getting your visa because it's fixing to get bad. We're gonna invade Canada too. Fuck Greenland, man. Let's go to Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand from his viewpoint, we kind of slapped him in the face with tariffs. He's looking for new revenue streams. Great. Trade with China, but don't let them bring their military equipment on your country. No, because then we will just, what we're going to do is we're going to slap you, and then we're going to slap G.
Yeah, well, Italy's okay. Italy, the chick that runs Italy gets along with Trump pretty good.
Yeah.
They kind of like each other. No, because you're a normal Canadian. They'll give you citizenship here. They just don't want to give them crazy ones. They're like, fucking keep them bitches over there. No, a friend of mine just moved in, actually came in from Vancouver.
I think in the next few years it's going to be very easy to get into the United States. They're going to ask you one question: Somalian, not Somalian. Step on through. Somalian, not Somalian. You can step through. Somalian, you cannot go through.
Yeah, that's true. It is. If you've got blood in Italy, it's pretty easy to get your
Yeah.
And they're looking for people. They're on the list of looking for people to move there, so that makes it easier too. Of course, when Russia nukes your happy ass, it's not going to matter any. Oh wait, no. When we nuke your ass because somebody in stupid NATO tried to take an American base, I cannot believe some idiot went. NATO flipped out over this, y'all. This was great. So, some neon pimple nobody sent a thing to the press saying that NATO said if America attacked Greenland, that NATO would take every one of its American bases. And I was thinking, oh, I don't know if that would be a good idea. That could be really, really a bad idea. We could get really nasty over that. And then all of a sudden you hear the NATO people come out and say, we don't know this fucking person, who this person is. We ain't said nothing fucking like that. We want to keep our relationship with America uptight and normal. Well, Jenny, there's two things about Greenland. Trump would like to have his fingers on it. One, because it would make a great strategic thing for us. Plus, there are a lot of minerals there that we could use. But he would be happy with a different assurance. Not just that we can build bases all over the place because we can. We want an assurance that the other countries will start participating in defense because we keep spotting submarines, Russian and Chinese submarines all around fucking Greenland. So we want it to stop.
So here's
Loopy.
Might help everybody.
Nice to talk to you, Loopy. Do you know this chick Loopy?
Why? But why? So this might help. Why is Greenland strategically important? There's a thing. It's a geological feature of this thing. It's called the Giuk Gap. GIUK stands for Greenland, Ocean, Iceland, Ocean, UK, Europe.
Hey, sweetie.
That Giuk Gap is the main exit for all of Putin's submarine corral. And his two major subpens are not far from this feature, the Giuk Gap, on the Arkhangelsk, on the Kola Peninsula, and you have Arkhangelsk is the one main typhoon base, I believe, and then Polyarny is the other big sub base.
You know, one of those admirals that have been talking to the press in the UK said that he doesn't think that Russia has much fuel left for its submarines or its big ships. He said that might have been the reason they got rid of the carriers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're expensive, and nuclear fuel, you got to keep making it.
Yeah.
Russia's
and you have to pay engineers to maintain those engines and those ships, so it's an ongoing cost.
Yeah, keeping any nuclear powered aircraft is or any type of nuclear ship is huge. Well, you know, back in the day, America was building nuclear aircraft. Most people don't even know we did that. We built several prototypes, and actually they worked really well. That wasn't the problem. Is somebody along the line in politics decided, you know what, this turns every airport into basically a nuclear dirty bomb.
Well, also the exhaust, there was radioactive exhaust from these things because they didn't know how to vent it or capture it.
Yeah, but even that, though, I had heard they were making progress on. It was some type of mesh. Matter of fact, it was some type of mesh that could be slid in and out, and the mesh could be reused in the creating of not plutonium, but something else. Well, America believes in waste not. Who, me? No, man. I'm moving to Mars, man. I told y'all I'm going to Mars.
Sean Kelly would tell you it doesn't exist.
Yes. Well, when I'm beaming my broadcast from Mars, hey Sean, how you doing? Guess where I'm at on Mars, man?
I'm sure you won't be waving all of your fingers, though.
Go get your ass to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
No, we got a break coming up, but what do you mean? When I said get your ass to Mars, yeah, that's from
Total Recall.
their first one. I didn't like the second one, so I
don't either.
I tried to like it. I tried to watch it. It just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, and when I realized they were going up an elevator up beside between the the center of the Earth, I'm like, they're not on Mars? What the hell is this? But apparently that was actually closer to the actual short story than the first one was.
Yeah, probably. Get your ass to Mars, Jason. Man, I'm gonna get a place in Olympus Mons about 2/3 of the way up. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit there. I'll be able to. Oxygen will be. You mean oxygen will be thin, asshole? There is no oxygen.
There's no oxygen on the planet. Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, of course, it's gonna be
I'm going
thin,
down
man.
in the Marianas Valley, that big lightning strike. I'm going down to the bottom of that.
Now, there's some big creatures down there waiting for you, Jay. They'll be like, "Yeah, come
exactly. That's why I think my
Dad."
house is gonna be protected. I'm gonna force mind control all those animals to be my protectors.
No, man, you just hey Heidi, you just build a shield up there. You can watch it like that. What? Just look her up. Mm-hmm. I don't know. As far as names tonight, my brain has been dead all night. And I've even seen her name because we were just talking about the ice shooting just a little while ago. Yeah, ice baby. Yeah, I don't think that's funny now, huh? Well, if she's truly made all the money they said she's made off of this is going to get really weird really fast.
What was the last total? 400-some thousand?
No, last total I heard was like 1.5 million or something.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Look it up and find out, people.
Well, let's see.
There's a thing called the internet. I just type in ice shooters. Yeah, the person's name who was killed, and then her husband. I keep wanting to say her husband, her boyfriend, it's their wife. I don't know why I want to keep calling it. That's making me crazy.
GoFundMe for ICE officer who shot woman. Oh, there's a GoFundMe for the ICE officer. Let me look at that.
Yeah, he said I heard about him. They said it was like 800 or something.
750,000.
Yep, right around there. Y'all go donate some money to him, man.
So the current question was the what's her face's one family a woman come over 1.5 million right now. That's 6 days ago.
1.5 million. They may have already closed it out. It's 1.5 million. What did she tell her girlfriend to do? Go
baby, go.
Yeah, even encourage her to run the cop over. Yeah, I think that's going to come up in court. I hate to say, I think that will come up. If this goes to court, that'll come up in the court.
I have a feeling that there's no good's going to come from any court that comes out of this, even one that investigates the cop. And I think he's 100% justified. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Well, he's going to be justified by the Fed. I think Bondi's pretty much already made up her mind, but we'll have to see. It's up to the DOJ where this goes. I've seen every side of the video so far. From what I've seen, she tried to run him over.
All right, so I think I'm on the one. It says support for Renee Good's widow and family.
Yeah, she got three kids,
so
right?
It's $1,499,632 right now, raised out of 50,000 donations.
There you go. There you go.
38.5 thousand donations. She was asking for 50,000. She got way more.
There you go. Praying
People
upon
give
her
100,
dead.
50, 100, 100, 100.
Praying upon her dead girlfriend. That's just kind of shame if you ask me.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what's done with it, Jack. I don't think it's going to get to the kids.
Well, speaking of the one kid that the wife, girlfriend, whatever has, I wonder if the biological, husband's family is going to be like, no, that's our grandson. We'll take control of that right now. I wonder if that's going to happen soon.
All of that may happen.
Yeah, I would think.
Well, she's got the other two kids too. So,
I mean, look, if I'd be willing to, as if I was the AG in that state, I'd be willing to put her up on charges of reckless endangerment, getting her girlfriend, wife, whatever killed. Do you want this person raising a child? If she's willing to recklessly have her wife get shot by a cop by encouraging her to run him over, she shouldn't be in charge of a child. I'm sorry.
Well, that's true. That's
I mean, if that's exactly what happened, if she encouraged her, which it looks like, to run the cop over, and she willfully is making money off of this, knowing that she's going to put someone else's life in jeopardy, she should not be in charge of another child's life. Period. Even her own.
Well, see, they're gonna. I guarantee you're gonna be talking a lot about this other woman. It's right now the media is covering for her, but that's not gonna last forever.
Yeah, she's in it for the money.
So when it starts getting into trying, because I haven't seen her give any, I haven't seen her talking anywhere.
She has not been public since it happened, as far as I know. I'll guarantee you this. Prediction, folks, you heard it here first. Her first public appearance is on The View.
Oh my God, I hope not.
Guarantee you her first public appearance is going to be on The View.
Yeah, they'll
They're
pay her
get
good
behind that
too.
woman and rally her and turn her into a martyr.
And they'll pay her good for that.
Yeah, they will.
Well, most of this is a game, Jack, but it's not because somebody lost their life. Well,
something we want to talk about when we came back from the last break that we forgot. This is what's happening now. I don't know what the name of the group is, but apparently this young lady, the good lady, was shot. Part of some sort of community of single moms at the school where her child goes, and they were getting training somehow through this pamphlet. These groups are handing out these pamphlets that are giving people instructions on how to get their hands in between the officer and the person they're trying to detain, how to interfere with them handcuffing people, how to remove handcuffs from handcuffed people, how to unlock handcuffs once they're locked on handcuffed people, and things of this nature. These are illegal activities. And they're giving these people this training to go in there and break the grip of the. Once you put your hands on that police officer, especially while he's arresting somebody, your ass is grass, and he's the new mown mower. He's the lawn mower, guarantee you. But this type of speech, this pamphlet, freedom of speech, is not protected under freedom of speech. So anyone who's caught with this and/or printing this, they're in some deep shit. I mean, it's tantamount. I mean, it's treason. I believe.
You'll be in deep shit over this. This isn't.
And Pine Bonnie is not playing.
Well, if there's people going around, that's trying to destabilize our government. If you've got people going around doing this, yes. And there's enough of that already going around. So
I don't want to even call them protesters. I call them agitators now. These agitators, most of them are being paid to be there. One woman I saw in 2 different videos from one day, she said she's being paid.
And that doesn't even surprise me a little bit. That's the sucky part to all this. When you hear it, you think, oh well, that's that happens all the time. Well, no, Frank, because we know Soros has all but admitted to it more than once. They thought they had his son caught in the cookie jar, but I think Huma Adine showed him how to get out of that. Miss the genie. She's like the genie guys, Huma Adine, yeah, from like I Dream of Genie. That's who she is. She just actually a dark genie, unfortunately for us.
Yeah.
Hey, it's happened sometimes. Not everybody's on our side. She's dark genie. Yes, that's what we should start calling her, the dark genie. Wait, what did I do with that? I had it open and ready to go. You mean the thing about the carrier? No, the carrier's not worried. They got drone killing shit on their boat and everything. They got drones a whole 9 yards. Oh, speaking of that,
we got stuff on that carrier that can destroy just about anything coming at it. If big if it gets through the umbrella of aircraft that are above that thing. When they're doing that maneuver, I guarantee you there was an umbrella of fighter jets above that thing protecting it.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Oh.
No, carriers are very strangely protected. What I mean by that is you got to be really good to get really close to them. You're not going to just zoom in and blow one up, even if you got a nuclear bomb on top of one of Russia's new hypersonic missiles. Hypersonic missile doesn't do shit when it's going across the ocean. You can see it for miles.
Yeah, China's pretty good at interfering with our Navy operations, but Russia's much better at it. But our equipment's still better than both of them.
Yeah, they well, recently we embarrassed Russia and China in one of their. Actually, we've done it twice now. When they were doing missions together. One time we did a early bird cruiser, sailed it right up in the fucking middle of them, right alongside their carrier. Motherfuckers didn't even know it was there. They thought it was on their own. And then it broke radio silence and made a transmission to the bank. And they shit themselves.
Like New York accent. Hey, buddy, what's going on over there? What you doing?
And then one of them, they had a submarine with its periscope up, tailing one of the aircraft carriers.
Oh, good God.
They still didn't know it was there. Hey, the U.S. got serious technology. They ain't fucking around with this stuff. They're like, look, y'all think y'all got badass technology, and you have not been watching us kick ass for the last 50 years. You want to come get into this? Come on. And that's one of the things Xi Jinping says. He said it himself, and he's the damn emperor. Getting into a war with the United States is not good for anybody. He said, how did he say it? We're very proficient at killing.
Yeah, we're very good at it.
Yeah, we're like the ninjas from the old days is what we are.
Only we don't hide. We'll do it right in your face.
Yeah, well, they did it right in your face back in the day, too. The only reason they hit is because sometimes they had to escape, man. Well, sometimes you got to escape, man. What do you mean? Oh, before this show? I forgot the damn name of it. Jay knows. He hosts on it.
Church of Mavis.
Yeah, the Church of Avis. But is that like Avis from the Carla? Or is that like Avis from Orville?
No, Mavis, as in the third incarnation of the Antichrist from what's his name?
Jeffrey is the Antichrist, man.
Yeah, Jeffrey is. Yeah, absolutely.
Just go check them out. They're right on before us. Yeah, Jeffrey's been here forever. Yeah, just go check him out. He's there. He's got lots of archives you can go listen to too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he's got archives going back over a decade you can go listen to. It's like two different Jeffreys.
Yeah, he's been on the network 14 years.
Yeah, you should go listen and see. Well, it'll take you a long time to listen to those archives, but still, I imagine you can do them all in 1 year. If you think I'm serious, man. I don't see why you couldn't. Oh, did I hurt your little feelings? I didn't mean to. Oh, I know. We skipped a break, doofus. We're still gonna take one, but I was messing around with something, and well, the promos. We'll probably finish working on the promos over the weekend and get them all back up, and I'll do some bitching as some other people get there to put theirs up. But we like to keep them up. We like to keep the archives up to date too.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting ready to go through an advertising campaign with Google, and we haven't made up our mind if it's going to be on YouTube or Spotify. So why don't y'all write into me, people, and tell me who you would prefer to be on. We can only do one, so it can be YouTube or it can be Spotify. Well, it just means they'll get more publicity because there'll be more stuff coming in. Yeah. Well, we're on Spotify. We just don't really use it for anything. Mm-hmm. We're on everything. We just don't always use it. Ladies here. Shh. We don't want to know what we're talking about. Shh. Anyway, moving right along. Hold on a second. I'll go find that. No, I was just reading other stuff. So where were we? Where were we on the list? Oh, now I'm going to have to go look this one up. Mysterious iron bar discovered in space may reveal Earth's future. What?
What?
That's what I said. What? Dog, gonna have to look that one up. It wasn't. It's meant. Those are meant for when we got a lot of time left. The ones we can pull up and you can look at them.
Or we don't have anything good to talk about.
Or we don't have anything good to talk about, but
what does it even mean? An iron bar in outer?
When I just remembered seeing this big round.
What? I don't get that.
So I remember seeing this thing. It looked like it was just like it was like a nebula with a round red bar going across it. Well, people, that's what it looked like to me. I can't help that shit. I'm not the one that made the picture. When I find it again, I'll go find it. Yeah, I didn't move from there, so I have no idea where I'm at anymore. So while we're doing this, massive milestone. NASA moves closer to next crewed mission around the moon. Dun, dun, dun.
Now, wait, is that crude as in CRUDE or
crude.
CREUED?
It's crude in CREWED. Crude.
I think it's the other way, but we'll see.
We'll stick some people in this thing and send it to space. Well, they want to be there. They're trying to get to the moon this year. They want to be no, they want to be on the moon with a crewed mission this year.
Yeah, this year.
I know we want to beat China, but we've already been to the moon 5-6 times, so it's not like we really need to beat China because we've already beat China. But Trump, for some reason, wants to get there first. But I would rather us be safe.
Well, okay. Also look at it from this viewpoint, and I kind of agree with Trump on this one. We were first to get there the first time. We can't be second to get there the second time.
What the hell are you talking about? There is no second time. We've been there 6 times, man.
But
we've been there like 12 times.
There's a renewed interest in the space race, so we need to not be second the second time.
So let's see. When China got there the first time, that was like our 14th time.
Yeah,
we've been sending stuff there ever since. Okay, let's see. Is this anything we can look at? We ain't looking at this thing. This is just, it's a round circle with a red blobby thing through the middle of it. Scientists have discovered a large bar-shaped cloud of iron atoms in space. It could offer clues about how Earth came to be. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to know how Earth came to be. Earth is mysterious enough when I have to worry about its atoms. I'm just saying, man. What's that, Jack? No, I'm telling you, let's be honest about it.
Oh, I see it now. Okay, cool.
Oh, you see it? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Where were we? Oh, Jasmine Crockett. So, no, so they're saying that she started the Civil War in her own party. Now, when I seen her Texas numbers, they were really bad. Oh, you mean Trump's numbers? No, Trump is his overall number right now in one poll is 42 and the other one 48.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the highest storm today was 41. Yeah, he's lost some ground, but not a lot.
But that's if you're an iOS or SOP. But if you go into a couple of the other ones, anything doing Republicans, he's 60, 70, 80%. Well, because the Ipsos poll only had, I was watching CNN actually when these polls were on today, and Ipsos had him, I think, at 44. But the problem with Ipsos, like when the guy was going through the poll, it was 1,100 people, and it was done mainly. There was only 28% were Democrats. 28% were Republicans. All the rest were Democrats. Weren't even independents. What do you think the answer is going to be to that? So all 3 of those polls are kind of negator. They're really not giving you the truth. And Jay and I went through this a lot. And the year before that, when 7 NATO, or 2 years before that, when 7 NATO were doing them, you go through a lot of this false bullshit. And we know for a fact, because of Trump, how badly they've called the last 3 elections. Mm-hmm. So polls just aren't, really. There's 180 million voters. So you're going to select 1,000 people in Boston and think that's going to give you a true player with the poll. That's such bullshit. See, at least what we doing. I'm getting ready to put out one pretty soon too. Okay, I like this Democrat Civil War thing with Jasmine Crockett. She's splitting them down the middle. Her and AOC, and well, because she's mad because she got her numbers back for the running for the Senate in Texas, and they were bad. I mean, they were bad.
Well, you know why her numbers are getting worse?
What do you mean?
She keeps talking.
Well, they are, but they said it made Harris Kamala look good.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I heard that.
Yeah. Russia clarifies stance on Greenland and blasts NATO's response to Trump push for annexation. Okay. So Russia's okay with us annexing Greenland?
Or was that meaning that Russia was trying to push themselves for annexing also?
And they blasted NATO's response to Trump's push. No, I guess he didn't like the way NATO responded to Trump. These two fuckers are giving each other blowjobs on the airplane. I can tell you what's going on up there. This fucking irritates me every time I talk about these two. Now, this is interesting. Cuban soldiers describe his experience during the raid to capture Maduro. Sorry. He said it was dystopic.
Dystopic.
Yes, I'm reading it wrong, I'm sure. It's just disproportionate. That's what it is. Oh, Joey might need to clean your screen off. Sorry. The NATE was gone. And it just was like a hyphen there. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Disproportionate.
Okay. Yeah, it's disproportionate. And sorry, guys. Well, hey, I know it does. I ain't gonna lie. Could use a good cleaning. It's
give him a break. He's old,
Hey man, I could see it just fine. I just couldn't see through the dirt on it. Looks like fingerprints too. It's probably puppy licking stuff, tongue disease or some shit.
Puppy nose prints.
But anyway, it goes on to say that it was very effective. They came right in. They put him down like the one guy said, put us down like a dog. He said there was no will to even fight back. And a couple of them said it scared them. They're getting out. And these are Cuba special soldiers that they were trained to go over there and watch this guy. And I'm like, wow. We know we've had those weapons for a while, and they've been used on us before. They've been used on us in Cuba, actually.
We used them when we went after Noriega in the 80s. The same sound weapons.
They seem to be much more sophisticated.
They're probably much more advanced by now, but they're the same principle.
Well, and people,
if they focus on you for too long, it'll kill you. But the main symptoms are the same as in Noriega. It's migraines, disorientation, dizziness, fainting, vomiting, and nausea.
Oh no, Jeffrey, this is old school stuff. In Vietnam, we used music, and when we raided Grenada, we used music. I forgot they even said the name of the song they used, and they just played as loud as they could over and over. Well, because
I think they used tubular bells in Falkland Islands.
And they just all American stuff, and these were all American. Actually, it was rock music, is what it was. I just couldn't remember the name of it.
Tubular bells is American, and it is rock music.
They were.
This happens to be also the theme song for Exorcist.
This was something pretty famous too. It was I don't know. It's in the published that I was reading earlier today, so it's in there if anybody wants to go look it up. So this I'm not sure how to put this out here. NASA shuts down first alien biogender investigation concerning outpacing evidence.
Can you repeat that, but in a language that the rest of us could understand, please?
Okay, let's try this again.
What the fuck did they just say? What the fuck was that?
I don't know exactly what this means, though, man.
Did Kamala say that?
No, it says NASA shuts down first alien biogender investigation over concerning outpacing evidence. I'm lost in this.
What?
investigation over concerning outpacing that.
That's a Kamala Harris answer to a question that's yes or no.
Sorry, guys, we're moving on. NASA has its moments sometimes. Now I like this next one. I really like this next one. America may see $4,000 covering 5 months of groceries due to Trump's tax cuts.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
we're gonna get $4,000 from who?
From the government for 5 months worth of groceries.
Who says that we're getting that? We're not getting that. Even Trump has said that. They questioned earlier this week. He said, "Oh, I said that. I didn't say that. I never promised that."
This is because he actually said the other day if he's going to try to get us in 2000, it was up to Congress. But this
he didn't make a promise.
Well, he made a promise. No, he made the promise.
Did he make it a promise? Okay, well, I didn't hear.
But the problem is the promise isn't his to keep; it's Congress's to keep.
Yeah.
So when he really starts pushing it, then we'll know what's going on. But so $4,000 covering 5 months worth of groceries, 5 months of groceries due to Trump's tax cuts. So we should see that. That's interesting.
No, is that going to be like post? I'm thinking post April 15th, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I would think so. I don't think they want to get into something right now pre-tax time. Besides, they'll have more money after tax. Everybody pays their fucking taxes. But maybe they'll give it to you as a break. I don't know. Let's see. 7 NATO countries deploy troops to Greenland amid tensions with the United States. German
There's
leader.
no tension. I mean, who over here is tense about Europe putting 34, retired British troops on Greenland soil?
Well, it's going to be more than that, but
no, that's what they said earlier today. Was that the only 34 had landed so far?
But that means but they're putting from 7 countries. So
who cares? You got 34, retired troops from England with bad teeth. Who gives a shit?
He said, German general craps himself when finds out what his job is to defend from America.
Yeah, he's gonna shit a huge prick.
Man. Sorry, people. Scientists analyzed 1.4 billion year old air.
Wow, from where? How? Where?
From here on Earth.
Trapped in ice, probably in Antarctica.
Yeah,
or something?
It was a burp in the ice, and it said it had critters in it, alive critters in it.
Really?
The hell, man! It's that shit back in. People. This is why we're not supposed to be dealing with this kind of shit. No telling what's going to come crawling out there. We'll all have the fucking zombie apocalypse going on, and we'll have warned you about this zombie apocalypse. Yes.
Well, you got to watch out. There's a whole bunch of these kind of fake stories. They're all AI generated stories, and they always it says lost video of such and such, or new photos suggest so and so and so.
Oh, yeah, you see a lot of that.
But they never, ever, ever link or embed, a website or a link, or embed the video or the photo into the post, and then whatever photos are given, if any, are usually AI generated, and most of them are, based on actual other photos, and they're debunkable. It's the worst thing. I can't stand looking at Facebook anymore. That's all that goes across my page now is these.
Yeah, you see a lot of
clickbait AI stories.
You see a lot of, but most of them will tell you if it's AI or not. And they're all supposed to.
You can tell also right away.
But all of them are supposed to tell you if they're AI or not. What's Mike? We're going to take a short break. Yes. Because we went like a half hour. We've been taking short ones tonight. What you complaining about? Why is there always a commercial in this thing lately?
Yeah, we lost all of our promo videos. We got to get them back into the studio. So
we got to. Well, that's good.
Live music.
What is this YouTube crap? Get off my screen! Wow, that was horrible. Whatever that was. I am the waffler. I will bash you with my waffle. Yes. Okay, hopefully this one don't get us in any trouble here. All right. What's that, Jackie? Oh wait, before we go, so some ships tried to blockade American naval forces today.
Who was stupid enough to do that? Somalia?
It sounds like the Russians were going to try to get squirrely because we went and took another one of their ships, but then they found out no, there was a lot of other ships around apparently.
So they were trying to get through our blockade to Venezuela?
No, we took one of us, I don't think it was actually us. Somebody took another one of their ships today. And then
I think Europe has been grabbing some of those ghost ships.
Then there was one going from Iran to Russia. As far as I could tell, it was full of arms, but it blew up in the Caspian Sea and sank.
Ooh.
So then they went over there. Yeah, I think they went over there to try to see if it was us, and it wasn't really us. But one more on there before we go. So this was the latest thing found today. Science thinks they have found, again, on top of Mount Sinai, Noah's Ark.
Really?
Yes. Again, this is not the first time. If you ever seen the movie Late Great Planet Earth, it was in there. Yeah. But it's they think they found it for sure. Well, last time they found wood and pieces, so they think they found it, but they think they found it for sure. So we'll see. Maybe tomorrow we'll carry the whole piece. Some of these I use as teasers for tomorrow anyway. So yes, because sometimes
that sounds like a good one for tomorrow for sure.
Yeah. Unka. No, we're not playing Unka.
We should start a pool right now as to when Sean's going to say there's no such thing as the Noah's Ark.
He can't believe he's got to believe in Noah's Ark. He's a Christian, man. What are you fucking talking about?
It doesn't mean he has to believe in it.
Yeah, he follows whatever that thing is. I can't remember what they call it. Stupid thing. Where the planets are flat and disky shaped, and the confirmament, is that what it's called? I don't know. But,
firmament, yeah.
Yeah, the firmament. That's what it is. Yeah. You a goofball. Anyway, we're gonna play this song right here. Yes, we're gonna play this song. This is I believe this is a little country music. When you do news, you can play a little country music every once in a while.
It's not up if you want to put it up.
No, I haven't even put it on the thingy yet. I was reading something that some bad girl named Heidi wrote over there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay,
there it is.
Yeah, there we got it up there.
There we go. Man, he's got a voice on him, doesn't he?
Yeah, so get some good country music here y'all can listen to, and we'll see y'all in about 5 minutes.
All right, fellas, we gotta wrap it up. We're behind schedule. You've been sitting, talking for too long. Get up and let's go.
How are we gonna do this?
That sounds like Michelle, man.
You know?
You didn't line it up?
No, I thought you were.
Let's FaceTime.
Yeah, FaceTime.
Unavailable, really?
I'll call him.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Chico. We tried to FaceTime you and
FaceTime me? Are you crazy? I'm old school, man. I'm on this Pitberry.
Where are you?
I'm on a boat.
Are you coming?
You don't gotta worry about the video shoot. I'm in the Magic City. It's 305-day county. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take a shot for you and Luke Bryan. And all you gotta do now is just press play. Darling. Yeah!
An idiot.
Press play.
Well, that was a good one.
Now we know where the country girl's at.
No doubt. How you like my spot?
Oh, played worse. I'm saying I played. It's fine.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
What are friends for?
Security.
I'll be right back.
What is friends for, huh? Just give you shit. Was that Jackie? No. You mean my own personal taste? I got a wide, crazy variety of taste. Unfortunately, I just, well, growing up, my mom had sisters and different age sisters. So they were always playing all kind of music from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And then being that, I was in my teens and the late 70s, early 80s, I was listening to all that. And then I raised 3, 4 stepdaughters, a couple of stepkids, my own kids. So I was exposed to all of that. Yeah, so like I said, my music is wide ranged. What do you mean, rap? Some rap I actually like. Some I'm just like, yeah, you can listen to that all day long. I don't want to hear that shit. Everybody should be entitled to what they want to listen to. Yeah. So in the old days, now I don't keep one like that now. In the old days, I used to keep, the big stereos in the house with the big speakers and the component systems. And, yeah. And I tell you what we had in this one house. I had this huge component system, about 800 watts. And my Ivies loved it. The speakers were tall. I had them growing on top. They just would go all down. If they loved the music, man. I think they just loved the vibration. It was very weird. It was very weird. And it was a very weird thing. You mean the Noah's Ark thing? When I was 15, I think. Yeah, because my dad wasn't sick yet, so I had to be about 15. I went to go see the late great Planet Earth with my girlfriend and some friends. Actually, it was about 6 or 7 of us. And back then, we were all fairly religious. We were either Catholics or Baptists or something up in those areas. And I remember we watched this, and when it was all over with, everybody who had watched this thing was was like, why in the fuck? What are we doing here? It really made a bunch of teenagers suicidal because the way it's put, this is going to happen no matter what. So why are you bothering? It was kind of disheartening and disconcerting, I have to say. It was very weird. And then, of course, 4 months later, I found out my dad had terminal blood cancer. So it was not exactly a cap to a wonderful year. That was a long time ago, Jesse. You many moons. Yeah, I'm serious. I'd go to Mars tomorrow in a fucking heartbeat. That's where Jay is. He fell off the chair and into Mars. Yeah, he's Mars and that. You know, the best thing I can tell anybody who thinks they've been taken by aliens is find somebody to talk to. Don't go fall for the first new age idiot out there to tell you they know everything about it. No one knows everything about any of this. I've been in the field for 40 years and I don't know everything about it by any shape, form, fashion. Of course, shame on me because I don't share like I should with everybody else. But yes, Stephanie, I don't play nicely with others. I do in some things. Well, research. You just don't give anybody research. There's a lot of stuff we've learned over the years, and not all of it is ready for prime time. Some of it could be kind of scary. Yes, some of it could be not so scary, but not something that we need to talk about. Some of it could have content in it that it's not. Well, I guess that could be scary too.
Yeah, there's enough stuff in all aspects that'll turn you white. I mean, really.
It's there's definitely some scary. Well, Johnny, there's definitely some scary stuff out there. I won't deny that. Over the years, we've been places, frankly, we shouldn't have been in the first damn place.
Yeah.
And mainly because fucking Linda was crazy. No, I actually had some sense. It's hard to believe, isn't it? But I actually had some sense. So we're it's like 3:00 in the morning. We're in Navarre Beach, Florida, right next to Eglin Air Force Base. There's all kind of strange shit happening in this place. And it's one of the first places we've seen these ships where you could actually see the windows on them. Actually, the cover memory was to make it kind of look like a, like a cruise ship. But the problem is when you looked at it, it looked like it was on the beach. So you think, oh, the cruise ship beach on the beach. Well, that's your regular mind saying, Joe, that's not true. It's bullshit. That's not what it is. So as you approach it, it transforms into what it is. But, you see these things going on. You witness these things going on. You witness these people coming in and outside of these bases and stuff. And then you wonder, why in the hell are you standing there? But then you wonder, why in the hell haven't they seen you standing there?
And why can't you move when you realize you are just standing there, not moving?
No, it's weird. So it's hard to explain. It's like, I remember one time we were standing there and there was this weird ramp looking thing. It wasn't actually on the ground. It was like you went up in this air, I guess. You wasn't nothing else but light. And then you got on this thing and it kind of wiggled around and it pulled you in. It let you off and it went back out for more. It was the whole thing was designed for, the only way I can describe this is mass abductions. And we were able to prove this in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze because we started stumbling across weird things out there that were, well, like we would go out sometimes. We'd leave New Orleans. Gulf Breeze is, Pensacola is about a 2-hour drive from where I lived in New Orleans. So we get out there. We get out 3:30, 4:00 in the morning. So you ride up. It's got all these little edges. There's a whole park through there. There's no building or anything in there, and And there's these different places, little areas you can pull over and park and go sit on the beach or look at the water. And beautiful beaches, beautiful skies at night. I mean, the place is just stunningly gorgeous. And we'd go in, you wouldn't see anybody in any car. So we'd walk down to the beach and we were using the green flashlights, so you wouldn't, you don't see anybody anywhere. And you're like, what the fuck? And then you're looking, nobody. So we go, there was like 9 of them. So we drive back and forth and we were seeing, I said, there's got to be somebody on the fucking beach somewhere. And so we look and look and look. So then I got this little infrared scanner. That wasn't good for more than about 100 yards, but still there wasn't nothing. So, man, just about right about 20 minutes before dawn, we pull in the first place and you see someone stretching in the car. Well, we know damn good around the car. We got pictures of it. There was nobody in the car 20 minutes ago. There's nobody on the beach. And then you see people just like they were laying on the beach waking up. And it was weird. So we went to all 9 of the places and they were all like that. So these people had all been put back at the same fucking time.
Wow.
So that creeped us out enough until we realized that people, when we started making these cases public, we started getting people who were writing to us from Gulf Breeze and Pensacola saying, hey, and Navarre saying, hey, look, I was there for 5 days. He said, I got one charge on my credit card. And my car's got no miles on it. No one's seen me come and go out of the hotel the whole time I was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same thing happened to you.
Yeah, and so when you start realizing that these people are just taking big groups of people, you're kind of like, so. But what it is, it's more than that because you're being drawn to that area so that they can do that.
I was going to say they had to been some sort of like a summoning, everyone come to this area and then we'll pick you up. That's very odd. Heidi's got a speculation on the aliens and thoughts of the burnt wire or electrical smell, buzzing sound. I think that's mostly related to their craft. There's been some reports, not a whole lot, but a few spattered here and there of reports of just the aliens on the ground and that same phenomenon, burnt wire smell, kind of electrical feeling, a buzzing sensation. I speculate that it must be something like, Phil Schneider says that they have some sort of body shield. So if they're protected by some sort of electromagnetic devices, that's where that buzz and that smell is coming from. And if they have a shield technology and it smells like ozone, which again is burnt electrical wiring, that smell is burnt ozone. It's probably from that technology, from compact shield energy.
Ozone's not necessarily burnt wires. It is just the smell that.
But that's the best way to associate for people that don't know what what ozone smells like. It's kind of like that.
Most of you people out there, you should have smelled ozone. Well, depending on where you live. So if you live in areas where there's lots of lightning, you will smell ozone. Matter of fact, if you walk outside right after lightning strikes, sometimes you'll get a big whiff of it.
Yes.
A big, strong whiff of it. But that took how many ever millions of volts was in that freaking electricity to cause that?
Gigawatts.
But also, of gigawatts of energy. But also, if you ever take a car engine, one of the little electric car engines, and you run it backwards and run it forward, that's that same smell. That's ozone as well. That's the reversing of the wires, heating them up enough to make the smell. No, that's not new car smell, dude. But that's what it is. But so what is that in their world? Well, obviously in our world, it's something electrical or connected to something electrical.
Yeah, or electromagnetic.
Or electromagnetic.
Like a body shield, or you think about it. If we know that some of them can't breathe our atmosphere. It's speculated in the Star Trek animated that they had an energy shield that the crew could wear that would allow them to breathe oxygen on a planet that had none. So maybe that's what that is too. Is maybe it's it's like they're scuba geared, so they're able to breathe their atmosphere without needing some external devices.
As far as I know, the only ones that really couldn't have breathed their air in the beginning were the human aliens.
The Anunnaki,
they seem to have worked that out, I think. And Charles Hall had said something about the tall whites when they first came needed something, but they have adjusted to the atmosphere here. So their atmosphere must not be that much different if they could adjust. At least,
or I
don't know. Maybe I'm making a big. Yeah, I was making a big leap there because alien bodies may be much different than ours. Egyptian cats love you. You know, if you got
there's the Egyptian god Bastet.
Yeah, but
the head of a cat. Yeah.
If you got a black cat following you around, you did something bad to somebody in your last life. You better straighten that shit out.
Boy, I've got 2 black cats.
Oh man, they're coming for you, man. They're coming for you. They could be
live in my house.
They'll be standing in your grave when you die. Meow, Jay, meow, Jay. I can hear it now.
Oh, there's a very good possibility that they'll be in my grave when I go. I've already got 4 kitty cat ashes to go in my casket when I go. Got 6 more to go. 6 more living.
That white cats are good spirits and black cats are bad spirits.
I just look at cats as just cats. I don't
in wherever we are in the western part of the world, it's more like familiar. Yeah, they more look like it's familiars than they are anything else. Yeah. So the familiar would only be either good or bad as the individual that they're messing with.
Be the same moral compass.
Yeah, they live a long time. See, now they might come get you while we talk. You got to watch out. Matter of fact, I was talking on a grade not too long ago saying, hey, look, I got my new list now of who needs to be probed. It's like your Santa Claus list. Have you been naughty and nice? Well, guess what? You got to get probed. Donnie J, no. I ask people this all the time, people will, because I lecture about everything these days, and people will ask me, they'll be like, well, Joe, what do you think about them aliens? I'm like, what do you mean, what aliens? Them illegal aliens that we throwing out our country? What the fuck are you talking about, aliens? He's like, no, Joe, the real, those extraterrestrial aliens. I'm like, what about them? Well, you know what they're doing. I said, no, I don't. I know they're here. And they said that they don't like fat humans because they're high in cholesterol, so they prefer their humans thin. Oh no, they like to stuff us with cats and chihuahuas too. So they're weird. What can I tell you? They look at us like food. No, I'm just teasing you. It's somebody just worked there. Jay, you fucking lie. You fucking lie. No, they don't do any of that. No, as far as I know, they don't do any of that. The Greys seem to absorb their food through a form of osmosis. The humans and reptilians eat their food like we eat our food, but at a different thing. And I think in a lot of cases they have food pre-made for them here or wherever they are. It would be just like us with space missions. We'd have food, Hey Bob, go get that stick of MRE out the damn truck. We'd all be like, you probably had it long enough, you just didn't realize it. When your brain's working in overtime. But most people, so classic alien abduction 101, you always smelt ozone. You smelt ozone. Sometimes you felt a compression. Sometimes you felt this weird feeling in your chest and in your stomach of something on you, near you, pushing you. Well, because when they're redoing your memories, sometimes they bring you in a craft, they're moving you around, pushing you around, walking you around, but they can't put that back in your memory, so that has to be put in as something else. So if it can't be put in as a physical object, like a person, a being, or something, then it's put in as a push or a feel, something you can't describe, but something you can't not feel, because it makes it more real. That's why they do it. It makes it feel, makes it more real. You don't question the memory as much. You just know it's aggravating fucking memory. The Greys are weird, because if you're a long generation abductee, meaning like you're one of the old families, they treat you differently. I mean, they take good care of their abductees, but they treat the older families. So the originals, what I'd like to call them, and I don't know how many families it was. It might have been 10. It might have been 10,000. It might have been 100,000. Whatever those original families where they feel differently about it. And the families that are created from those families down the line, 100 generations, they I don't know, they don't feel the same about it. I'm sure they're looking for special ones in each group, but they don't seem to feel the same about them. I don't know. Maybe it's like a pet thing. You know, Bob back there, he's been abducting people in my family line since they started abducting people. So that means he would know everybody in my family line. He'd know everybody so much more intimately than I could ever even hope to know him. It's kind of weird. So when you wake up with marks, it means you were resisting. And they leave the mark to help you remember that you were resisting because they want you to quit. No, they see people, they don't realize, but they want all contactees and abductees to be part of what they're doing. They want you talking to the people coming in. They want you to help make people feel better. They want you to help understand what your abilities are. And not only that, to help you help other people understand what their abilities are. They want all of that. But we as humans, our brains, just be honest, most of our brains can't conceive it or even handle it. And when they start giving you downloads, which is a whole different thing, it gets even more complicated. And then you have to find your path. Unless you know someone like me, and then we can cheat, but still. But for most people, you're going to have to find your own path. It's because it's an awakening. I mean, some people say, oh, it's like coming out of the closet. And it is in a way. It's like coming out the closet. You know, you're revealing your inner self, your vulnerable self to people. I mean, let's be honest, walking into a place and say, oh, I was abducted by aliens, and thinking somebody's going to be nice to you is crazy. So most people keep it hidden in secret, except in groups and conversations like these where they can admit to it. But again, I want to meet the one that likes strawberry ice cream. I've been trying to meet him for a while now. It's for some reason he keeps eluding my ass. So I'll tell you a secret. If you ever know you're being taken and you're panicking, just ask to see Joe. Just ask. You don't have to say anything more than that because they'll see who's in your head. They'll know who it is. And after that, they'll be super nice to you.
You're like, oh, he knows that dude? Yeah, put him back.
Well, you know, there's a scene in Taken, you know, the series Taken, where they're in a helicopter with the guy from Vietnam. Ever since then, they've really been nice to me. No, really and truly, people who work with them, working with them is such a bad way of saying it, but people who have started to understand what the agendas are and have started to move forward, them get pervy. They get, let me put it, they get tolerated. How's that? I don't know how else to put it. It's let's just say they don't want to see you disintegrated. And the Greys, believe it or not, they have feelings. You can tell because there's something. I'll tell you how I found out that the Greys had feelings. So I get a call one night from a friend of mine who's tracking alien military abductions, and he's telling me this shit. He said, Joe, they taken these people. He said the military's got them, and he followed them all the way to the lab. This actually sounds like something right out of Taken. So he said there's some place looked like a safe house with a lab in it. And he's out there taking pictures. I was trying to get his ass killed. And out of nowhere, He said at first he said I could have swore I heard somebody inside murmur or cry. And he said, "Now, fucking nowhere, the Greys just showed up, removed the people." Then he said, "I'm only going to say this like this: there was nothing left." He said there was no blood, no guts, no house, no nothing. He said there was nothing left. He said, and the bitch part is I know damn good and well they knew I was there and they left me there.
What did they hit it with? A laser?
He said he don't know what it was. He said they came in. He said it was blue beam light all over the place. I guess they were removing the people out of the house. And he said all he remembers is it's just like white. Just like,
so were they beamed up or disintegrated?
Sounds like they just, it sounds like they disintegrated is what it sounds like. Took the people out of it and disintegrated. And yet he couldn't have been within maybe 8 feet of it. Didn't even hurt him, didn't even burn him. Serious technology. Jenny, those kind of stories get to me, man. I'm like, Jesus. But it showed me right there that don't fuck with my contactee.
Yeah, they're not playing.
That's what that showed me. And that's not the only time we've had this happen. Don't fuck with my contactee. And that's why I said, somebody asked me about Taken one time, if they should watch it or not. And I said, I hate to say this. There's some bullshit in Taken. I said, but you know what? I said, obviously George Lucas had, he had at least 1 or 2 contactees working on the sets. I said, because there was things like how the Greys can walk on the wall or walk on the side makes humans nuts because they just go all over the fucking place like they're a giant ant or something, which as far as we know, they fucking might be. There's no fucking telling. And, you know, other things like following home that night, they do shit like that. They want the government to know, look. Well, Stephanie, that's why so many of these people, that's why the government's wanting to ask us, because ET's like, and they can only get it, and then they go ask people like Stephen Greer, who knows. My fucking Chihuahua knows more than Dr. Stephen Greer does. Oh, I know all these secret people. Motherfucker, I said my clearance is like 8 times what yours is. And I said, I know a lot of shit, and none of what you're saying it is. Because, Jesse, think about it. Some of the things he said. Oh, do you know what would happen? Really? If we just took a Gray and started experimenting on it, and another Gray came through in a spaceship and found out there would be no Area 51. There'd be no area nowhere. They'd fucking just melt them.
According to the story with the first EBE that we captured at Roswell, if that's the way the story actually goes, that entity lived 11 years, I believe, in 1958. It passed away from something stupid like a cold. And then like a month or 2 after it passed is when its rescue ship showed up. And they were pissed, according to legend.
It's hard to say what went on there, guys. We know, but no, all that Dulce shit, that shit was bullshit. You'd have had running firefights under the ground with Grays. Grays telepathically would wipe us out. They don't even need guns to make our head goes flat. A Gray just think about you, you go splat. And one Gray can take on many humans at one time. So
they could force you to grab your own handgun and shoot yourself in the head. You'd want to stop, but you couldn't do anything about it.
Shoot your buddy next to you. But worse than that, the little bastards are strong. It's I don't know why they're so strong. The little 3-footers could easily pick up me. I'm 240 pounds. They could toss me around like a fucking pancake. I don't get it. And all the big people I've talked to, it's been involved into, it's the same fucking thing. How in the fuck can something that, because there's no bones, it's cartilage. How do you can hold this up when you I don't know. It's beyond my understanding of science.
Yeah, their joints can bend in any direction. It's really weird how they move.
Oh, they were gonna come play good bad cop. Oh wait, maybe not. They might have been saying, "Hey, Mama, how you doing tonight?"
Yeah.
Do you have a red light on in front of your house? Shame on you.
Right.
Oh wait, no, aliens. They like green lights. I'm sorry. So you got green light out front, huh? It's no. Sometimes, really and truly, we call it good cop, bad cop, but sometimes there'll be 1 or 2 short ones. Excuse me. Usually cloaked. You know, like them Holocaust cloaks, and one tall one, and they'll like do the ring around you, trying to get whatever they're trying to get you to do. It's I know that's why I said it's a green one. We know now, Heidi. We got the lowdown on you. We got the 504-308-901 on your butt. Yeah, what you think, Bob? Bob's not saying good.
No, Toby Hooper. This shows what you're talking about. Taking Toby Hooper's one of the directors, so it's got to be good. It's got Dakota Fanning. Is that the one you're talking about? I don't see George Lucas involved.
It's 10 episodes. It's his series.
Yeah, I don't see George Lucas involved. I see Dakota Fanning, Matt Frewer as actors.
Oh, he's involved. He created a damn series. It's his series.
Well, I'm looking at the credits right now. I don't see him listed.
I don't know why he wouldn't be.
If he's on here,
it clearly says George Lucas taken. That's what, at least when it was on Sci-Fi, that's what it said. But that was a long time ago. It aired for a while on Sci-Fi. There's only 10 episodes.
Producers.
The green light, either bad or bad.
Spielberg, not Lucas. Spielberg.
Oh, Spielberg. I flipped him around. I always do that.
Yeah, it's Spielberg.
I think he was.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to watch this.
It's a good series. So Taken's good for a couple of reasons. There is some good factual, what we would call factual extraterrestrial stuff in there. Of course, there's a lot of hidey fighty, fancy stuff in there, but no, it was fun to watch. It was the little girl. I mean, they go through the whole breeding thing. See, this proves something when people say, "Oh, Johnny, the breeding thing." Well, they did this in 10 episodes on Taken, which was 50 years or so, if even it was that long. And they went from the daddy to the new human alien baby. Yeah, it was interesting to watch. It was funny. It was scary. It was and it was stupid in some places.
Yeah.
Well, because it starts out, the way it starts out is kind of rough. When you first start watching, you're kind of like, oh well, this ain't what I thought this was going to be. Yeah. And then it starts out, and then they got some evil ass characters in there getting around episodes, seasons 4 and 5 and 6. Man, some people get fucking evil in there, man. Yeah, but it shows you all. It goes through the Area 51 stuff. It goes through how the guy got there and the whole 9 yards. And how they one wanted to be free in the alien, one wanted. It's like I said. I haven't seen it in a while, but I enjoy watching. I like when the aliens walking on the ceiling. Like, yeah, I can do this. You can't, you stupid human, but I can. It's yeah, Carol, I recommend it. You could just, you could watch it one episode at a time, or you could, jam it all out in a day or something. Maybe 2, because I think some of the episodes are longer than an hour. Like I said, it was fun to watch. And just whoever Spielberg had, somebody on that set was definitely had been in contact with aliens, had been abducted. There was just things that they knew that there's no way they would have known if they wouldn't have had somebody on set that was not a contactee. Oh, look at Jeffrey's back in the 800s tonight. That's good to see.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
we had a pretty good show.
Well, we're coming out the holidays now too. I don't know. It's something to watch, and it's not bad, and it's not exactly what you think it's going to be. And there's some places in there they flip-flop you around, which is nice. But they kind of stick to some of the Roswell stuff, which was also twisty, interesting to see. What do you mean? When is he? It's interesting the whole time. It's just it's different ways. There was a lot of violence, and I think it was episode 1. No, I'm not against violence. It's just just okay. The daddy, or one of the daddies, shot up all the Greys in the spaceship one time, killed everybody. The Grays just didn't. I guess they didn't know what the gun was. It was just sitting there. Stupid fucks. No, I don't think they knew what it was. It just because they were floating. He was just floating around. It was a horrible scene. It's funny, but not so much. You should make sure your prisoners are unarmed. That's all I got to say. I didn't really think of it that way when I was watching it, but it's true. Oh, but I was surprised Spielberg got involved with it. But it seemed to do good, and people seemed to like it, and there was a lot of bitching about. Oh, it's not perfect. Well, fucking course it's not perfect. It's a TV series.
Yeah, he's got to follow certain constraints and things. I mean, it's certain. We've talked about this before with Spielberg, particularly Close Encounters, and then later on E.T. Or one was before the other. But anyway, he was given certain information, we think, by the government on this subject, and he was instructed to cloud it with other certain information. So yeah, it's going to have, crap in it. It's misinformation with truth, some bits of truth sprinkled through in.
But it was just nice to see him in there, because a lot of people won't take the time to put those little Easter eggs in there. He did, which was just nice to see. But Jesse, no, it's fun to watch. Go watch it. Yeah. Well, I'm not saying not to watch it. I think you'll enjoy watching it. I'm just saying don't come out of it like the UFO field did back in the day, thinking it's the code to the world. It's not. It's just a series, and it's a fun series to watch. And like I said, they stick to some things that ufology would consider wow, and some things it's a TV series. Yeah, you'll see it when you watch it. I'm telling you, there's a lot more stuff in there than you realize that comes from ufology. Either he had a contact here, or he had some really good researchers. I don't know which one it was. It could have been both, but he really did. No, you'd have to ask him. But I think him and Lucas and a few others would probably contact these anyway. Well, because anywhere you go in any of these, from these great people, they're pushing one thing, one world, one universe, one galaxy, not 50 million of us. Planet Earth is united in all of their stuff. In Star Wars, there is no Earth in Star Wars. But the worlds of Star Wars are united. Yeah, until they break up because of the Emperor, but they were united. Hey, I don't, it's just one of those things. Jesse James and his mama, huh? Y'all keep an eye out on this woman, that got all this money because of her girlfriend, wife, whatever, got killed. I want to make sure this is going to their kids, because for some reason the media doesn't seem to be really picking this up any. They seem to be kind of dropping the ball on this. We may do some polls tomorrow. I pulled out some today. I had set up a small APC poll, American Polling Company poll, but it didn't. I watched it today. It didn't really see much transaction, about 500 people, and it was just kind of split down the middle, which is kind of what I was expecting to see. But
well, I think that's really we've been doing polls for how many months with the last campaign.
Yeah,
the polls really, we showed. I mean, and we weren't the first to point it out, but the bulk of the polls really didn't change much throughout the entire campaign. And what it really showed us was that most of the country really was focused on, certain things in the middle. They weren't leaning all the way left. They weren't leaning all the way right. The bulk of the people in this country are the dead center, There's some things they like over here to the left and a few things they like over here to the right, but for the most part, whatever we want's right up there in front of us. Just the nature of the beast. I mean, it's how many people are in this country? 300 million? Almost 400 million?
Yeah, 300 and I don't know. It goes between 340 and 360. I don't know why.
350, 375, something like that, up and down. We've talked about this before. Our, reproductive numbers are down dramatically. We're the least reproductive country on the planet. Obviously,
I know
Chinese,
I know in this hemisphere we are, but well, Chinese are all worried. I mean, their population's going down, and they were already in trouble because their male to female ratio, and people.
Which is why they're now allowed to have up to two kids now.
But they got the same problem we got. They got the same problem we do. Half their people are baby boomers. They're not having children. And then another third of the population are too young to have children. So there's not really that much in there. Granted, they got their little sliver they got in there is 350 million. So that means our little sliver is probably around 50 million. But still.
Without question, they got us by the numbers.
But a lot of their people, see, I know I've been meeting a lot of more Asians over the years, and they don't want kids. They don't. They just don't want kids. They want to go around and explore the world because a lot of them are being able to make money now. They're making good money, so they're traveling and having fun, enjoying their life, and they just don't.
I think that's the mentality of a lot of the younger generation right now is that they'd rather, not have to do anything to get paid and just go about their business and having fun and not having children or responsibility.
And that's like the Shira girl. She was saying, look, I can do this job anywhere I am in the world. She said, I'm online. And so it doesn't matter where I'm at. She says, I can travel and do this and do that and do this, and stay here and stay there. And it's true. It's a different kind of world. But we will see, guys. No, I got to go to bed, man. I got another show to do tomorrow. Yeah. I've been thinking about moving that bitch to Sunday. Why? Because it comes on. Because by the time I get, if we stay out here like we're supposed to till 1, which actually there's a lot of stuff we could talk about, but if we do, I'll talk to Jay for 15 or 20 minutes, and then I'll go find something in the kitchen to eat, and I'll dick around with this, and I'll turn on the TV. It'll be 4 o'clock in the morning if I go to bed, maybe 5. And then I got to be on the show 4:03, which means I got to be up early enough to set it up. And last week I slept till 1:30. I was like, son of a biscuit eater, man. Well, it's just one of the things. We got to go. Bob, see Bob back there? There he is. Yep. Bob.
Just been bought an alien head.
He doesn't like being screwed with. If y'all have ever watched, what was it? Indiana Jones and the Temple of Skulls, the crystal, whatever the fuck it was.
The crystal skull.
The crystal skull. That's him back there. He's alive and kicking. He can take over your body at any time. Yes. So be careful. So I tell people, do not stare into his eyes.
Right. Yeah.
Next thing you might be doing the alien jig tomorrow, which is
you'll be doing whatever he tells you to. You'll be walking around like a chicken.
Your wife would go, damn, you ain't never kissed me like that before, baby. Where'd that come from? And then when he goes, she'll be, kiss me like that. What are you talking about? Kiss you like that? See, he causes trouble like that. Yeah, he's a troublemaker. Yeah, he really is. But we got to go. No, we'll be on a chat tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be. Somebody will be causing trouble for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger.
Yeah, Sean Kelly will be here doing his exotic paranormal pole dance. Naked.
Whoa, man! Where's my glasses? Oh, they're on my head. Good deal. I can put my glasses over my eyes tomorrow. But we're gonna go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and the chat. No, this ain't the chat. This is news and the flip side. See, I got me on the wrong damn shows.
Yeah, tomorrow's the chat.
Hey. Anyway, again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in on News on the Flip Side. Hope you enjoyed the show. Of course, if you want to gripe or moan or complain a bit, you can write to Michelle DeRocha. I was just talking to her last night. She said, oh, it's so nice. People love us so much. They write me all the time. They said, I just want to fire your ass. And I said, yeah, I bet they do.
They don't like that Jay guy.
Anyway, good night, everybody. And I was going to tell you stay tuned, but I don't think there is nothing. We're going to have to work on that.
Who knows?
We're
If it
gonna
is, it's a repeat. Enjoy it though.
Yes, it'll be something good. Good night, everybody. Dun, 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 dun.